Hi.
Hey, what's poppin', big dog?
I'm chilling, Flambo. How you doing, man?
It's been some time, but let me tell you, man, I am excited to go ahead and dive right into some Brawlhalla action today. Of course, we do have the Mayhem of Ragnirock today. It's going to be exciting for EU 1v1s. It's been a minute.
It has. I haven't seen these guys play in a while, but I'm very excited to see them duke it out all the way up to top 8 today. And man, EU's been bringing the stuff as of late. They've been doing well. And as always, it's a tumultuous region, and there are new names popping up in that top 32, top 8 category.
That's true. I mean, as you mentioned earlier, we are only going up to top 8 today, and then tomorrow we will have the miraculous conclusion where we see our competitors duke it out. But yeah, no, I do feel like EU, especially as of late, has been more on the map. You got more people popping up, making a splash here and there. Even looking at the bracket today, looks like we do have M for Mini. It's going to be some fun to watch. Looks like Addy Mestick's in the bracket today. We got Viper, we got Knees, Lil Fox, Machete. So it's going to be good. Dobrain, Pavelski, Simple, probably
big names
in there maybe.
Big
somewhere.
names. And the Ninja 729, I'm pretty sure, is one of those guys that's been sneaking up and doing exceptionally well recently, out of the woodwork. Almost just out of nowhere, and just making a name for himself. There's an Ninja in Fortnite. Now there's one in Brawlhalla. Watch out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wonder if he's as good at building. But no, the Ninja is someone I kind of enjoy seeing, because I feel like the come up for him has been to my mic. All right. Well, we cool. No, it's all good. But with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and see who we're gonna have coming up first. But till then, man, I don't know. We've had Pro Series. That was fun. You catch any of that?
I watched a lot of the NA side, but as soon as the EU side came up, I just haven't tuned in. I haven't yet. Probably because I've been sleeping from the AM to the PM instead of the PM to the AM. That's, kind of on me. But I'm sure everybody's had a weird sleep schedule once or twice, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're telling me, dude. I slept like 2 hours last night.
Ooh, that's rough. but no, I do know and enjoy watching a lot of the EU players play. I know that, was it Dobrain or was it Daiku that had a crazy clutch? Sometimes you get the two of them flopped.
Yeah,
I think it was crew battles where Daiku just came back and cinched it for his team.
Yeah, Daiku, great guy. Amazing.
Great
guy.
Twitter
Great
account
guy.
too.
Yeah.
very
voice that we
controversial.
need sometimes. But I'm going ahead and looking at the bracket here, and looking at even the people joining the lobby. It looks like we do have Machete and M for Mini coming in.
These are two people that are in the Pro Series too, aren't they? So these are names that you guys are going to see a lot as tournaments unfold in the coming weeks.
Yeah, let's just see. We got the Azoth on M for Mini, and then the Daimyo on Machete. So that's going to be fun. And wow, I must be under a rock. How have I not seen that Azoth skin before? Is that new, or am I just...
That is a chest exclusive, so it's perennially available. And yeah, unless you've been under a rock, I mean, might not have seen it.
Oh, wow!
It's nice though. It's got that big golden tooth on it. Almost looks like it got plucked right at Daimyo's mouth.
I mean, wow! Now that you mention it, looking from the left to the right, it looks like actually.
Yeah, Machete's gonna be fighting to get that tooth back from Mini, huh?
Let's go ahead, go to stage striking. Where do you think I'm going to end up going for game 1? Do you think it's going to be a nice, good old small mammoth start? Or do you think it's going to be something different?
Man, EU, again, always weird. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit up Miami Dome to start things off, but it's always up in there, and even though it does seem like it always defaults back to small mammoth fortress, hopefully we get to see, something else. Definitely get that music of Miami Dome.
Oh, yeah,
bumping.
Please.
Mm-hmm. Weapon setup wise, I think M for Mini might have a little bit of advantage here just because his bow has so much grounded range, where Machete's scythe and gauntlets might fall a little bit short, especially since Inframini is going to be able to engage for. You called it, man.
I mean,
You called it.
do I really have to say much? I mean, I feel
been
like that's like
predetermined.
the safest bet anyone can make. You know?
It is 100%. It's like 90% of the time we're on this map, and it's a good map. You know, gameplay wise, it does very well. And as we jump in here, Inframini quickly picks up the bow that I was just talking about and gets some decent damage onto Machette.
I'm just looking at the start. Still has yet to pick up a weapon. Inframini has just been doing such a good job of boxing him out. There we go, backdashing with the neutral light as well. Machete still can't find a way in. Inframini being just so oppressive. Looks like Machete can go ahead and beat him down a little bit, finally get some gauntlets. They have been a popular weapon as of late. You won't even get a chance to use them.
The flames of the realm of Azoth, getting them those green flames, them skulls to knock Daimyo off the top of the map. Machete takes the first stock down as Inframini's got the lead, and he's weapon starting Machete once again, making sure he doesn't pick up anything. And since he cycled his axe earlier, picks up a second bow there. He's already got Machete into the yellow, and he can do big things with what we call the free damage of this stock. Every inch, every point of damage he gets against Machete here is free, because he's got that stock lead right now.
Yeah, I mean, Inframini is just having a good time. He's having a ball here. I'm gonna go ahead and push Machete to the side some more as well. Machete, he really hasn't been able to really get that hit. And look, that neutral air on the way up from Inframini is gonna go ahead and stuff that attempt at a ground pound from Machete. And oh, the classic, that D-Light into N-Sig from Azoth does a very good job at catching neutral dodges as well, just because of the delayed hit on the second arrow.
Yeah, Inframini is staying alive, getting pushed off the stage, but quickly getting back, and he's really, until that point, controlling the pace of the game, making sure to engage and disengage to take over and reset the neutral of this match. And it looks like at this rate, we're going to see Inframini queuing into the next match with a second golden tooth in the jaw of his Azoth, taken straight from Daimyo's mouth, as Machette's getting beaten on here. But Machete doesn't like the pace of the game so far. He's picked up this scythe, and he's doing great damage onto Inframini, getting 1-2 hit combos and then resetting a neutral. That backdash is a great tool to put some space in between you and your opponent, and make sure that you can kind of learn their dodge reads. So maybe the next time you engage, you don't backdash. Instead, you approach and you hit him quick. Machete over the edge now with that ground pound and a weapon throw. And that was enough. Inframini down, and Machete turned the game around and has taken the lead here in the first game of today's tournament.
Yeah, and I like exactly how he managed to do it as well. You can see Machete's doing a very good job of just slowly, just kind of chipping away at Inframini before he was having some trouble in the neutral, just even getting a weapon to begin with. But now it looks like he's been able to find his ground a little bit. He's been able to get a hit in or two, then back off, and then go for it again. And that way he doesn't put himself in a scenario where he's trying to read too hard. He's just taking it step by step.
Right, those scenarios where you overextend yourself are really the ones where your opponent finds the opportunity to really crush you. And Inframini and Machete both have taken the turns on the dealing end of big damage. The first round of a set is always the round where you feel out your opponent, you kind of understand how they move, what moves work against them, etc. And Inframini here with the aerial attacks, juggling Machete high into the air, knows exactly how to pick up Machete as he tries to get back on ground to pick up more options, get a weapon. But now it's evened up as both characters have a weapon. Machete looking desperate to approach, finally gets that scythe back. Definitely the weapon that's going to work out for him best here in this matchup. And for me, at any point with these flames of Valeria, could knock out Machete. That's what I was looking for earlier. Valeria. And for Inframini here, pretty much positioned to go ahead and take this game. Machete has a little bit of work to do, but just the amount of SIGs coming out from Inframini, it's terrifying trying to get back onto the stage. That's one of the things Azoth is so great at, just those meaty hitboxes on those SIGs. But Machete, like the last stock, is slowly bringing it back. That ground pound might be enough to do it. Can he air dodge up and touch? No! Machete actually able to win game one after being what seems like against the ropes the entire match. Yeah, it's too bad Azoth doesn't have a hitbox on the very top of his very tall pirate hat. Otherwise, we would have safely clutched to the base of the wall at Small Mammoth. But Machette takes the first match in style, too, since he started at what seemed to be so desperately at a deficit in the beginning of that match there, which is always nice to see someone kind of get the download, the read on their opponent and come back and make a statement early on, you know?
Yeah, and if you're M for Mini there, you have to be a little bit frustrated, I imagine, because you're pretty much this close to securing the game one. You know, we're in top 32. You're making your way, trying to get to that top 8, and especially after such a commanding lead where he was able to starve Machette for so long without him being able to get a weapon, that just kind of has to be a bit of a downer. It wasn't like any flashy plays that Machette did. They were just calculated plays.
Right, jumping into the match here, it looks like the very first match over on Small Mammoth we had earlier. Mini gets the first weapon, starts racking up damage on Machette, but this time Machette's able to arm himself very quickly as Mini's weapon starving didn't work out quite as well. But already the first 30 seconds of the match with a neutral sig of Axe, Mini sends Machette sky high into his lofty grave. He's got 2 more stocks to play with here, but at Flambeau, Mini, he comes out of the gates hard, man.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, oh, a beautiful anti-air with the downlight from Mini as well. That's always something I like to point out when an Axe player is very strong using that tool. There it is again, that anti-air D-light. But yeah, Mini definitely does not hold back right from the jump. He just goes in and beautiful end.
Oh,
man,
my goodness.
How many times have we seen that one, right? You know, it's always good.
Man, when you get someone's dodge over the edge and you have an Axe, if you don't go for that, you're doing yourself a massive disservice. Machette, though, answering back quickly, knocking Mini into his second stock. The gravity canceled D-light into a neutral heavy. Always clean, always nice to see. Let's see if Machette can do the same thing he did in the first game and bring this back, even though he has a full stock deficit here. I believe in him. Just says, oh goodness, the scythe. Bring him further off edge. Do it. I believe. Get him off the stage.
Oh. Retaliation for Mini. They're still playing this game though. If I'm Mini, I want to get back to center. Yeah, you want to kind of reset and say, hey, I'm not trying to play this offstage game against a scythe. I have a bow. This definitely isn't my wheelhouse, and that's going to be a clean few hits for Mini as he gets a little bit more extra damage here, trying to get Machette into the orange so he can set up for that KO. It looks like the smaller stage in small Brawlhaven, or just Brawlhaven in general, has been the play. It seems keeping Machette close has been working out tremendously for Mini.
Machette had 2 opportunities there to knock out Mini. Like you said, this is a smaller stage. The kill boxes, the kill walls, and the edges are way closer in. Machette seemed to have sent Mini close to it once with that side sig, and then Mini perfectly dodged a ground pound from Machette there. At the high damage he was at, he was dead for sure. Mini again at the side of the map. Machette with the gauntlets over the edge. Really needs to stock here and now, otherwise he's fighting even a harder uphill battle. Mini again over the top with the Axe, unable to make contact. Both of these guys spacing and dodging each other's moves very well. Whiffs from both ends, dodges from both ends, doing very well. Mini resetting with the Axe over the edge, down sig, fake out, side air to knock out Machette and even up this set at 1 apiece.
There we go, man. First set of the day on stream, and we're already going to a game 3, and I really like what I'm seeing. These anti-air downlights I want to bring attention to again from Mini. It just seems like clockwork for him. It's like doing a crouching fierce punch in Street Fighter the moment you see your opponent jump in.
Yeah, it is a lot of those muscle memory knee-jerk reactions that people have to unlearn and then relearn as they get into the competitive scene. You know, it's like you need to either punish in a heartbeat or punish after they think you're going to punish. It's a very intense and deep chess game that these pros play. But you are right. If a person uses their entire kit on a weapon, normally it does way better. So seeing those options on Axe is very cool.
Here we go, man. Game 3. Machette does have center stage control. He's trying to box Mini out, and he's doing a great job. Finally, Mini managing to turn the tides here. But who's going to be able to get the first edge? Just kind of taking their time here, nickel and diming each hit. Nobody wants to overcommit. But it looks like Mini finding a little bit of an opening there.
Yeah, the tides have changed a little bit because Mini hasn't absolutely destroyed Machette in the first 30 seconds here. Like you said, the damage is pretty even. Machette with a little off-the-wall combo on the site. Those are always really cool to see just because you don't see a ton of wall interactions in the game since so few soft platforms hover over the edge there. Machette with the gauntlets now, both players in red. Enfremini going for those long signatures with huge hitboxes, trying to keep himself safe. Machette sends him high with a recovery. Enfremini with the side air. Who won him the last game. Gonna get him the first stock here. Down air on top. Machette sends him into the ground, haunting Pumpkins, popping out into the kill zone there. I love that KO effect, man. It's so good.
It's so good. And even better is just his ability to recognize when he can punish, right? He was able to get that down air because of the fact that Machette had to do that side air on Gauntlets to get to the stage, and was able to punish the end lag of that side air. But speaking of punishes, Machette goes out with his scythe and secures himself a ground pound to go ahead and close out that stock for Enfremini. Only slightly damaged onto his second stock here, but this is pretty much still anyone's game.
That it is. Scythe, I think, has huge potential to string as Machette almost takes Enfremini for a ride off the map here. Still could as he has him over edge. Let's see if Enfremini can utilize his axe. Huge swinging hitboxes to get him back safely. Maybe with a chase dodge. Not a lot of options left on Enfremini. Machette over the top of the ground pound again. Can Enfremini get back to the left side? He can. He transverses the underside of the map, and now he has the upper hand over Machette. Down airs could secure him the second stock here, but Machette gets himself a weapon on that soft platform thanks to Core's lifting abilities. But no, Enfremini miscounts his jumps, and Machette goes up a stock.
And can we just talk about how long that entire edge guarding sequence was? He went from one side of the stage to the other side of the stage, but Machette was still putting on the pressure, and Enfremini finally caving. But I have to give some respect and props to his ability to try and maneuver his way out of the scenario. Granted, this time around, he needs to be able to get Machette to his final stock. That recovery is going to be enough, just enough force on that bow recovery to make him seal out that stock. But now, coming down to game 3, final stock, Machette with a slight damage lead, unarmed, going in against Enfremini.
Man, if we were at LAN right now, I can hear the phantom of Foda's yelling and excitement in the back of my mind right now, just getting hype for the final knockout to run out the stage and start yelling. Enfremini the double dare! He goes for the third, but he can't get it because Machette ducks under the stage. A huge brain maneuver for him to go to the right side instead of trying to cover to the left. Very well played in the ground pound. Enfremini, using his dodge as his last option to get back to the map, has to play carefully here, utilizing that soft platform so he doesn't have to go mid-stage, parsing out his approach a little bit slowly, trying to get a point of access that's a little less risky than others with the unarmed. Scythe throw almost does it.
I can't believe
close,
he's
Flambeau.
getting close. He has the bow in hand. He's waiting on stage. The dash weapon toss from Machette gonna give him an opening. Now has Enfremini off stage. He looks like he's not gonna commit. He's just gonna wait. Oh no, he finally does the instant dash jump ground pound from Machette. Is gonna be able to close out that set 2-1. Machette just hanging on enough. Enfremini this close did an amazing job of surviving that last game as well. Probably got like sent off stage or ground pounded, maybe 3 or 4 times there toward the penultimate and final stocks, and was still able to come back and keep fighting and hang in there, but it still wasn't enough. Machette was able to clutch him out.
Yeah, man, it was interesting to see Enfremini absolutely dominating on stage in the first 2 rounds or two games of that set, and then in the last half of the second game, in the last game, we saw Machette really pop off edge. And at Blackguard Keep, man, first stock taken with a ground pound, second stock huge aerial control. Enfremini might have missed a jump input here or there, but Machette was ground pounding when Enfremini died for sure. And then the gauntlet ground pound that ended off. It was just ground pound, edge control and edge guarding for days for Machette to take that set. And it was extremely well played because he realized that Enfremini dominated stage control wise and on stage. She's like, oh, I'll just play off stage, man. That works,
Yeah, and the other thing is too, you'd see Machette he'd go for a side light, D light, and then he would just chill, with his scythe. He would just go for that 2-hit string, send the opponent off stage, and at that point, he didn't really care so much about extending any further with that punish. But it looks like we do have our next 2 competitors. We did speak about them briefly earlier on. We have Addy Mestic and the Ninja going to duke it out here. Of course, Addy on his signature Val, and the Ninja playing that Sidra.
3, 2, 1.
Man, the ninja is someone I was talking about earlier. Everybody knows Addy Mestic, the Addy Mestic, but I'm pretty sure the ninja went to, and I'm sure I'll be corrected when I'm wrong here, to top 3 with his Sidra in Sunny Side Air, I think it was. Absolutely amazing. We saw a bunch of cannon play and a bunch of sword play from them, and both with a very unconventional mannerisms, which is cool to see because the meta from each player is really differing from every region, but 100% set in stone. Little birdie in the ear says it's spring champs that the ninja did exceptionally well in. Sunny Side Air was a 2v2. He did not 1v2 all the way to top 3. That'd be very, very impressive though. He did.
And yeah, even just watching him play right now, I mean, wow, that gravity cancel was almost the sickest thing I've ever seen. It looked like it went just over the noggin of Addy Mestic, but a beautiful gravity cancel D-light into recovery, and the ninja looking good right now against Addy Mestic. And every time I cast a tournament, I see more and more prowess with the cannon being shown. And the weapon is legit as heck, man. There's no denying it. Look at this. Look at the damage. Look at the strings. Look at the conversions. And the recovery from the cannon as well. It hits so hard, and the hitbox is so far above the head that it can be very hard to contest with.
It's got a lot of things going for it, including the ability off stage, not only with the actual recovery move, the up B off stage, but the side air has insane mobility, as we see it here coming from the ninja. It can get you back to the stage, but also deals insane damage. Addy Mestic able to get a stock off the ninja, but not before taking a crazy amount of damage, man. Flambeau, this is not what people put on their fantasy brackets whatsoever. They did not say the ninja was going to take the first stock over Addy Mestic and then get him into red on his second, and then almost knock him out, and actually knock him out within 2 minutes of the match starting, man. Nobody expected that.
Hey man, we saw what a Machette could do in this scenario. Now granted, I don't know if Addy's going to be able to do the same thing. The ninja is looking poised, but Addy's starting to get a couple hits in. Looks like he's really starting to realize that this could be the reality he's faced with here. And here's the thing, Addy Mestic has been a competitor for so long. It's not like he's sleeping on the competition by any means. The ninja already proved himself back at Champs. We know how impressive he can be, and it looks like Addy's even just struggling to find the hits now. The ninja doing such a good job smothering Addy Mestic. Looks like he might even be able to close it out here. No, but he's getting ever so close.
Man, these gravity cancel down sigs coming out from the ninja are doing extremely well against Addy Mestic because I don't think he expects them. It's just such a off the beaten path move selection, but it's doing so well. And with that neutral, Addy Mestic's almost off the side of the stage. The ninja with the weapon throw, almost a ground pound to knock off Addy Mestic. He has all of his options in a neutral air. He can put out every single move on his kit, chilling over the edge, and Addy Mestic has to dodge every single blow until he can't anymore. Game 1 going to the ninja. However, all the way from EU, I hear the beginnings of a battle cry. And I think I can feel a power level rising. And Addy Mestic's aura might even be visible. Flambeau, I think he's powering up.
My man, he even changed the colors. So, he's trying to tap into the dark side. He needs something. But I don't know if a color swap's going to be enough. The ninja looked quite dominating in that game. Even on the end card screen there, we could see that he almost pretty much doubled Addy Mestic's damage. Addy did like 300 damage. Then, oh my god, the ninja starting off already with commanding lead, commanding presence on stage as well. It kind of feels like at certain moments Addy doesn't even have a chance to play the game.
It's honestly, it comes down to the ninja's use of this cannon, because the cannon is, it's just weird to say, I think the cannon might have the best acceleration in the game. From not moving to moving max speed with those side airs is something that's just amazing. It's something that only can be done with like dash in, right? Correct me if you think I'm wrong here, Flambeau. Is it one of the fastest weapons in the game, just covering a distance?
I mean, yeah, I think speaking explicitly on just like x-axis, right? Like how far it is, how quick it is to get from point A to point B on the horizontal plane. I can't really think of any other weapon that can kind of zoom the way the cannon does. It have a little bit of startup at the front, but even compared to, like, let's say something like the rocket lance, which I think is probably the closest thing, nothing kind of zooms the way the cannon does.
Nah, man. The only other jolting move is like, I think Gauntlet Recovery is a really crisp acceleration, but man, the way that the Ninja's moving around with this cannon is actually nutty. Dodge here, almost, I thought he was going to side air, but Adamestic actually gave him some extra movement on that Y-axis, counter to the X there. Man, it's just so crisp. He's playing it so well because it lends into his momentum so heavily. Adamestic with that Gauntlet Recovery we were just talking about. Trying to fight his way back. The Ninja had a lead in the first game and has a significant lead here in the second. Flambo, I'm putting all my chips down on the Ninja winning BCX this year.
Oh, whoa, we're going that far now. Okay.
I'm going that far, bro.
Well, oh my goodness. Well, here's the thing, right? Every single tournament is going to have someone who's trying as hard as possible to take the spot of someone else who's seated above them, right? By the time BCX comes around, there's going to be so much from all competitors' ends of people trying to improve. It's impossible to say at this juncture. What I do know is that if I was a betting man, the Ninja is definitely putting on quite a show here. Addy is looking perplexed. He's a little bit closer than he was last game, but still hasn't quite been able to find that footing. There he goes, throws away that sword. Still can't quite find that hit on the Ninja, and the Ninja stealing that weapon as well.
Man, if I didn't know better, the down C is so juicy from Citrus Sword, man. Oh, goodness. Well, what I was saying is, if I didn't know better, I would think that the Ninja is putting in cheat codes as he's waiting for Adamestic to approach there, sitting on the edge. All these jump recoveries, all these jump nairs, all these neutral sigs, gravity cancel down sigs. It's as if he's trying to tell Konami something. It's crazy, but it's working out so well for him as it covers so many options as Adamestic tries to approach here. The Ninja finally picking up the sword again as he's been playing with that cannon for so long. Apart from that second stock knock, Adamestic is really going for these haymaker side sigs, though. I can see the gif of Egg Soup going back and forth doing IRL gauntlet sigs.
I feel you on that, though, right? It does kind of feel as if, to some extent, the Ninja kind of has the Game Shark ready. I used that a few times when I was a kid. And Adamestic trying his best to weave around it. That recovery from gauntlets is going to be enough. He's light orange. So, he still has a good chunk of health to work with here. The Ninja, though, pounding on a little bit more damage with that Neutralite unarmed. Has the cannon in hand, and this is exactly where Adamestic does not want to be. He has to make a comeback against this kind of...
it's like the Drunken Master almost, isn't it?
Right.
I feel like it's Jackie Chan or Master Roshi, just messing around almost, acting like a crazy monkey. And just like going around like, oh, I'm doing this, but actually I'm setting up to do this, And
there we go, the Neutralite from the Ninja. You see, still tacking on more damage. Addy able to get a 2-piece string there, another hit here and there. Will that be enough? No, but one more will definitely do it. And he finds it immediately after the perfectly timed neutral dodge to avoid the hit from Adamestic there into the D-Light recovery. The Ninja convincingly taking out Adamestic.
This is almost unheard of. We just saw Adamestic go down in winners round 1 to the lower bracket. That's not an everyday occurrence. The Ninja just knocked down a Titan, and you were saying how there's people clamoring always for that top spot, right? Well, the Ninja's shown that he wants to be there, and he's showing that he deserves to stay there, knocking down one of the most constant and consistent names from the EU region.
I'm just saying, man, when you get towards Mount Olympus, you're going to try to make sure that you stay there for as long as humanly possible. It's like Kratos, as you said, fighting the Titans to get his way through in God of War. You just really have to put in so much time, so much effort, so much dedication. And that's not to say Adamestic hasn't put in that time. If there's anyone who's put a lot of time into Brawlhalla, it's Adamestic.
That's very true.
There's just so many people grinding for that spot.
Well, talking about more people who are grinding, we got Chedero Chedero?
Yeah.
I know how to say his name. Don't worry about it. Chedero and Ishit coming up and doing what we've seen the last pairs do. They're going to fight their way up this mountain, and you're talking about Kratos climbing up this mountain. I'm going to show my age. Playing on a PC CD-ROM back in the day, I played a Hercules game. And the final level is climbing up Mount Olympus as multiple Titans try to knock you down. And that was freaking hard, man. So I respect these guys on their Brawlhalla pro grind. It's tough climbing against Titans, you know, very tough.
Well, let's see. I mean, even this kind of Ulgrim skin, I feel like, is to some degree.
I want limeade looking at it, man. Nice cold glass limeade. You know, I can imagine the beads of sweat dripping down the side of the glass and everything. Ooh, that sounds delicious right now.
What is it, Newman's Virgin Limeade?
It might have to be, man. Maybe with a little bit of something special in it too. You know, just to make it a Saturday. You know.
All proceeds go to charity. But no.
100%, 100%. Instantly going in with the Hattori and Ulgrim. We got Lance versus Sword, and Chidero trying his best to knock Ulgrim off the left side of the map with these Sares on Sword, but the range difference between Lance and Sword is just drastic, and Lance will beat it out almost every time. Neutral sig, weapon throw almost makes contact. Chidero almost has Ishit off the side of the map. Oh, there he goes, off the bottom.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So I mean, I'm always a big fan. I see a Rocket Lance on screen, I'm like, oh baby, it's time. Especially Ulgrim, that's my guy. But you know, right now Chedero not really giving Ishit much of a chance to do anything. Oh my God, that ground pound was almost destruction. There we go, clean. Should be gone. Yeah, there we go. Nice capitalization from Ishit there to go ahead and send Chedero to the kill box and make this game a little bit closer here. Gets that neutral light as well. Perfect with the D-light. He's always, pretty much always going to go for another neutral light after landing a D-light. That just seems to be probably the best option, almost like 9 out of 10 times for the Lance to go for, just because of how short the dodge frames are on that conversion.
Man, I think Kostlix is someone that's made a Lance guide before, and it's just so dense. I've never really been able to go and really truly understand how to play it. But that being said, Chedero gets another stock off of Ishit. And man, I as much as I love to say that Ulgrim does extremely well in tournaments, his speed and his defense don't always make up for the fact that he's a little bit of a clunkier character that can be punished extremely easily because the Lance and the Axe do have a ton of moves that leave them open with all the end lag, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing as well, right? They kind of suffer from end lag and also that hefty amount of startup as well. And Ulgrim kind of is a legend that has a combination of two slow weapons, right? Generally, you want like something a little bit faster, like maybe like a sword or something to make up for that fact. So when you're playing a legend like Ulgrim, you really have to be careful where you're throwing your hitboxes. You have to be, you know, pinpoint accurate to make sure that everything's landing. Right.
Ishit coming in on the side of the stage with that sider, but he throws away his lance, putting himself in a dangerous situation. Fortunately, BMG's watching out for him, and he picks up an axe that drops just in time. He gets that dare on a Chedero, and Chedero is able to pick up that weapon. Ishit trying to guard him from it, but with those iframes, was able to sneak in and grab it. Recovery almost enough to knock out Ishit, but not quite. 2 recoveries not enough. The defense on Ulgrim is helping him out here immensely. He's going to try to take Chedero to the side of the stage and dance with him a little bit, but it's not quite working out. These Sares aren't going to lead to a side gimp. Chedero almost off the top again. Flambo, is that 3 recoveries that haven't knocked down red? 4.
Yeah, only takes 4 apparently. But that's the thing, man. Ulgrim does have a pretty beefy defense stat, so I'm not super surprised by that. But still, like, I swear he was getting close to what do they call it? They call it barbecue or whatever now for the colors. Like he was getting pretty deep.
The beyond red, yeah, barbecue.
You know, he was in there, but
yeah, that he was. Man, it must have been Odin, you know, sitting at the top of the map, just trying to give like, you know, Ulgrim a high five. Like, nah, bro, keep playing, you're good. Going into game 2 here with the Annoying Clan versus the QQQQQ Clan. Chedero took the first one. That's more Qs than necessary. That's probably more Qs than any single word has, isn't it?
Probably, now I think about it. Oh, is it?
I'm gonna go grab my dictionary. I love this map, man. I've loved tournament games on this map. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, just look at that, right? Oh my goodness, and we didn't have a tri-platform stage like this for a while, honestly. You know, Small Enigma being kind of one of the newer-ish stages in Brawlhalla.
It's the only one with even tri-platform. We have technically a tri-platform with Twilight, but it's really weird since one of them is not a soft platform.
Right.
And we also have like great haul. The top platform is like super wide, you know. But this is the classic tri-platform, the Battlefield-esque tri-platform in Brawlhalla.
And I
but
love
that top platform, that top flat platform. Wow, that's a tongue twister. Especially for sword, allows for so many gimps off the top so early, and it's so clean to watch.
We even saw right there that Ishet, he was trying to get, I believe it was a D-like ground pound conversion, was unable to find it, but was still able to find a Sarah off the right side and kill Chetero anyway. But now, he's pretty much almost has the full lap completed. Jesse Owens on the track, definitely making some quick work here. But Chetero, I wonder what the difference is here in the second game, right? Why is he struggling so heavily? Is it just the platforms giving Ishit a little bit more room to maneuver around? Or, I don't know.
It could be that. A lot of people don't like maps with a lot of soft platforms. Chetero there with the D-Light and the recovery for the knockout. Just because they feel a little bit claustrophobic. And also a lot of attacks, a lot of like instant like jump nairs and ground pounds can be eaten by the ledge cancel mechanic in the game. And a lot of people, myself included, have their gameplay thrown off a little bit, especially after playing so many hours, like we said earlier, without these kinds of tri-platform maps with very tight middle map gameplay, you know?
Yeah, but even now, just in the time for you to explain that, I might have to take it back. Chetero, I was able to make quick work.
No, you gotta take it back again.
Beautiful by Ishit, though. He did a chase dodge up to go ahead and kind of respond to what I believe was an immediate jump from Chetero to go ahead and seal that stock. So just a beautiful read by him to understand what defensive options Chetero can go for. But beautiful, managed to snipe the recovery from Ishit, and now Chetero bringing it back one more time. Man, just to steal that sword in the nick of time as well. This is pretty good for Chetero. But as I say that, beautiful spawn for Ishit, and he had the neutral light in process while he started that as well, so he was able to grab that weapon without a problem.
Yeah, Chetero's gonna have to be careful here because, like we've said before, Lance and another few weapons have insane off edge potential. They have great edge guarding. They have a lot of like recovery options with the side airs. So Ishit over the edge has way more options to mess around with. And earlier he got that knockout because he was able to chase dodge up because he knew even if he missed his attack, he'd be able to get back to map safely. That being said, Chetero is deep in red in the side air from Ishit, puts him almost into the kill zone from across the map, and the gravity cancel haymaker. What a read. Chetero was trying to pick up a weapon, but Ishit had another idea, and it was the hardest read we've seen in the entire tournament so far.
Yeah, sometimes you really just have to hit that dodge button and mash that heavy to a side and hope it works out. I mean, the amount of times I feel like that's a relatable moment for anyone who's played Brawlhalla. You're in a last stock scenario, you're up against someone who's been giving you trouble, and you're like, crap, what's gonna work? What's gonna kill him today? You're just like, you know what? Let me just do unarmed gravity cancel side sig. And
yeah, man, it's the haymaker, but it's also, kind of like a Hail Mary. You're like, I'm just throwing it all in. This works or it doesn't, and if it doesn't, I'm going to get punished hard. But it worked out for him. Going back to another tri-platform map, which traditionally probably wouldn't even be considered a tri-platform. What do you think, Flambeau?
Well, I guess, if there's three, there's three, right? But
right, but you could look at
I know what
Miami
you mean,
Dome
though.
and say it's tri-platform because oh, wait, is this shit dead here?
Oh
man!
That stinks. That honestly, that just stinks. And it was smart from Ishit too, because he went under the stage to charge his Rocket Lance recovery because he knew he was going to eat a weapon toss. So he was like, all right, I'll just charge it under the stage, come off the other side, and probably side air or something to touch stage. And it was like he just kind of beefed the recovery there, or maybe he didn't have his dodge in time. But
it was a chunky situation for him for sure. He might have clipped his forehead or something. But I think the better play was from Chetero, just kind of like backing off and be like, you know what, dude, you can knock out yourself. That's fine by me. Oh, speaking of people getting knocked out, Chetero goes down to a kind of a flippant down air, coming back to the stage from Ishit. Well played from him, trying to get back some clout that he lost from an SD there.
Wow, and I'm actually surprised that in these scenarios that Ishit has been opting to go for the neutral light to punish. Maybe just because it's quicker, but I feel like in some of these scenarios, he could just be going for the side light with the lance and getting more bang for his buck. But speaking of capitalizing, Chetaro hitting him with the double helicopter off the top. Oh man, looking like one of the fatalities from Mortal Kombat, that Cassie Cage.
Oh gosh, dude! I don't think we're allowed to talk about it right now because it's a little bit M. But Chetaro might be a CEO, man. I haven't seen helicopters like that from a player in a while. That was clean going up top of those recoveries. He's doing it again, man. He's trying to go to his helicopter owner club right now. You know, tossing out all these recoveries.
And it's paying out quite well for him. I mean, he's approaching a lot from the air. Oh no. Oh god. Oh, not like this. Please, Ishit. Oh no. Yeah, you don't want to be down there, man. And trust me, Chetaro knew going right ahead and capitalizing on that one. That's gonna suck, honestly, for Ishit. But sometimes it's like that. That's like one of the things, man. That down sig from Ulrim, if you like accidentally like slide charge it off the side, there's just so much end lag that you just really like you're in such a bad spot afterward.
Yeah. It's interesting though, because that's the exact same way the game started, with Ishit under the stage recovering through a corner, right? Except Chetaro was hands off on the first one. He's like, you know what, dude, just die.
Yeah, right.
The second one, he's like, I need to punish you hard here, and he was right there to do it, and it was perfect. It's exactly what he needed. It was heads up gameplay from someone looking at someone else that was making mistakes. So it's definitely something that both of them are going to go lab and be like, all right, if this happens, do this, you know. But that being said, we got Knees and Viper popping off in this next one. I'm very excited to see Viper play, man. Very excited.
No, I mean, even for me, like Viper has been a treat to watch for a while now, and he's been one of those players who I remember when I first started seeing him kind of show up. I was like, oh snap, like this guy's kind of cool. He makes some dope plays. He knows how to finesse on the battlefield. He breaks some ankles, and now I'm like, he's like a household name. You know what I mean? He's really come quite a long way, and I feel like even the same kind of for Knees, where they've cemented themselves into the community and also just like the lore of Brawlhalla. They've both had some pretty good results.
Right. As soon as you place top 8 a couple times at big tournaments, you're a household name for the Brawlhalla community for sure. DreamHack Winter, Viper got 5th there. He's also done very well in past and in recent tournaments. Then Brawlhalla Spring Championship, Knees got top 8. I think he went down to blue, another huge name that gets first place and wins things quite often on the online scene. So both these guys are fighting to maintain that top 8 steez that both of them have.
I mean, just even look, man. Like, granted, it's not on the screen anymore, but that axe that Viper had, though, that axe was clean. With that said,
you're not talking about the new the sunflower axe, are you?
No.
Well, that doesn't look good in Gold Forge. Dang, man, dang. The first stock almost is taken off of Knees there with a downlight into recovery from the Katars of Viper. It didn't quite go. Sideline into recovery. Almost all these recovery moves, man. Dang. Neither of these guys want to get knocked out, though. Viper finally getting knocked by that neutral sig from Val's sword. Man, that sig is so cool, the way she like slices up and in the opposite direction.
Right. The kind of the zigzag, the zip zop, I like it. Oh, but also that's pretty cool too. I always imagine that kind of Viper has a little bottle of sake or something, a flamethrower, and just kind of goes down.
Little party trick for the bar goers, you know. Yeah, it is neat, and he's Mecha Ragnar in this, so I mean that's a buff to defense. And then Val Knees, it has that dragon armor on, same as we saw from Addy Mestic earlier. We know that does pretty well for tanking hits, especially from a sword or a cannon, both of which Viper almost has. You know, he's got a fire cannon and he's got 2 little hand swords. I mean, this is the same match we saw earlier, basically. You know.
Yeah, and we're going to see how it ends up panning out. I mean, thus far, it's still been a pretty even match, right? Viper and Knees almost exactly even in damaging, trying to see who's going to be able to pull forward here. And since we have a Gauntlets and Qatar matchup on the screen right now, you can see that they're staying like pretty close the entire time. And beautiful end sig coming out from Viper, but they always need to stay in like a certain distance from each other that's a lot closer than most would expect, so they can always threaten. but now Viper does have the axe in hand, heats it away immediately.
Yeah, man, it's interesting to see. Oh, the neutral sig, how clean! The psychokinetic control of the gauntlets. Val takes down Viper, a little bit of confirm with a ground pound there. That was super, super nice on the gravity cancel. Yeah, but like you were saying, the spacing that both these players are using, since they both have close range weapons, these guitars, these gauntlets that both play kind of similarly, they're keeping in tight to each other, which makes this game a little bit electrifying, you know, as they're so close. Kind of like that Raichu and Pikachu race up that mountain 1,000 years ago that nobody knows what I'm talking about. But a knockout from Viper there. It's neat. But both of them are using so many different options on approaches. You know, it's almost like they both have a complete mastery of their weapons, which is so rare because we see so many people that use the same 2 or 3 approach options. And these guys are just these guys are just showing up. It's pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, and there they go, Viper getting a 2 neutral airs in a row. The weapon toss off the Heezy, and there we go, neutral light times 2 as well. 3, Viper just 4.
My gosh.
Can I see 5 though? The fans are watching. They want more. Oh no, he throws the axe away. It looks like we won't be getting it. But man, without racking so much damage. Oh,
gets
still a chance.
Yeah. That's huge. Playing one weapon for the majority of the match, then switching up to your other. You said it earlier. You want a quick weapon and you want kind of a slower, heavier weapon. And that's what Viper's doing here. Ooh, the recovery should be enough, and it is! And you see that right at the end there, a little bit of Spitfire on the GC.
My man's ball handles, though. Did you see how quickly he was able to swap from one weapon to the next? I'm sure Knees wasn't even ready for the recovery. He probably didn't even see him pick up that other weapon. He did it so quick.
I think that might be the official, unofficial Brawlhalla crossover, right? A little bit of a juke there. I think Knees' ankles might be broken, dude.
Skirt. He kind of flies to the side. He's on the Professor Live on YouTube and a compilation of just like, oh man. Well, we're gonna see, man. Game 2 is gonna be
it's gonna be different.
Fun.
I mean, we got a George R.R. Martin type story unfolding here because we got fire and ice. Mordex's SIGs are icy hot, and Viper's SIGs are cold fire. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here. Still have those gauntlets though on these. Very important to note.
Haven't been to fire and ice in a while, but man, I'm definitely wouldn't mind some food right now. So these two go ahead and dive right into it. Knees trying to land some neutral ice. Wants to make it down to the base platform, it looks like, but Viper's doing a good job of keeping him at bay. Finally, Knees able to get down and is able to box him out with a side light. And that's going to be the biggest thing for Viper in this matchup right here. He needs to be able to preemptively kind of guess or backdash wherever Knees wants to place a hitbox, because he's not going to outspeed him. The gauntlets are too fast for that. So he has to keep guessing or just force him to whiff. And that's going to be the hard part for him.
That it will be. A lot of signatures coming out from both these players here, as they know those are definitely easy knockouts, because this map, we were saying earlier, does have a little bit of a smaller kill box on each side, but the spacing here is important. The neutral game is respected from both characters, and he's trying to go with that down stick, thinking Viper wanted that neutral light that he hit so many times earlier. And I think there, in the very edge of a recovery from Knees, will send Viper off the right side of the stage to claim that first stock at approximately 4 o'clock. I think that clock reads in the back there. I think.
Yeah, I think you're about right. Yeah, good time.
Interesting fact: that clock only has 11 numbers on it. Now you know. Knees with the recovery again, going to the top of that third platform. I think both players are trying to stay away from that top platform as much as possible, just because at any percentage you could be carried off the top so easily, especially since both these characters have weapons that have signatures that just send you sky high. The neutral sig on Viper's action, the neutral sig on Knees' scythe just do dirty things.
Oh my goodness, and the neutral sigs are coming out in a full effect from Knees here. He wants this KO, and he wants it now. There we go, another down light coming into a ground pound from Knees. Pinpoint accuracy. Viper still yet to secure the first stock off of Knees. Knees burning through the invulnerability of Viper by just going up, and away, and just stalling it out.
Man, Knees taking Viper up with up and away with that scythe there. He's trying to climb as high as possible with that combo. He wasn't able to carry it too much further because Viper exactly knows what to do in this situation. But Knees here really wants a 3-star. Can he get it the side? Good enough. Ladies and gentlemen, first 3-star in the tournament. I can hear Foda yelling at the offices now. What a game from Knees. That was unexpected to say the least, evening up this set against Viper.
There's something about that SIG, bro. It comes out deceptively quicker than you think it does. You see the string going like, all right, it's cool, and then that SIG comes out and they just die in the blink of an eye. And you're like, whoa.
Right.
Like,
it's just
I
like
wasn't
the
ready
White
for
Walkers,
that.
man. You don't expect it. Winter comes in a heartbeat. It totally doesn't take 7 seasons, you know? HBO.
Us frustrations. But we got another legend switch maybe from Viper. I saw you had the Boulevard there for a second. That could be the wave. He's still thinking it out though. Yeah, it looks like he will have. Oh no, I got crossed up. My ankle's breaking. Oh man, left, right, high, low mix-ups. I don't know who he's gonna pick.
I mean, he's just gonna step back behind the arc and just sink a 3 on you.
Oh man, no, not like that. Not Kuroko on me.
I mean, if your ankle's break and you go to the ground, man, you got to get that extra point. It's worse, you know? Okay. Viper does seem like he's indecisive, but he goes back with the Ragnar pick. Still has that 7 defense stance, which is, I mean, you're sacrificing 1 dex. It really doesn't do too bad.
Okay.
Knees.
Small Mammoth Fortress. Knees with quite the statement last match. The retaliation, the statement, the body bag, kind of sent Viper packing in a gurney. Viper, though, he's back.
He got rebuilt, just like Frieza, man. That's why he's all robotic, right?
Oh, no, don't say that, because that means it's not going to go well for him.
Oh, man, he might get obliterated, sent to a cocoon in the nether regions. We never know. Never know. Viper doesn't want to go down without a fight, though. Already spitting fire over the edge here. Knees was a ground pound away from dying, but Viper, again, as we said earlier, doesn't want to overextend. You can get sorely punished, especially with a gauntlet opponent. You know, they can just do some dirty things to you with like a neutral air or something. You're just gone. But Knees, again, with this scythe, something that brought him to a 3-stock victory earlier. Let's see how he utilizes it here. Playing with Viper over edge with these D-lights.
Almost goes for the side stick again. The Knees, had the right read there, I believe. I think he just let it rip a little too early in the neutral stick. Perhaps if he had charged it for just maybe a brief part of a second, would have been fine. But another SIG will clear it. Knees is looking good here against Viper. I mean, we already saw how that last match went. This match, Knees kind of starting off with the same type of energy.
Yeah, I don't know why he opted to go so high with that recovery there. He could have gotten back to the stage a lot earlier, but Viper able to punish for that down sig. The weapon throw, a million years later, hits him the side sig of Viper's very own. A fire-covered axe sends a wolf to the side of the stage and knocked out. He evened it up really quick. No 3-stock for Knees in this one, Flambeau.
And that's the thing. Whenever you get hit by a Ragnar side sig, that is hot off the furnace. It is still piping hot.
He's got a hot slash and a cauterized wound on his face. But you know what, Flambeau? I just realized this tournament itself is Mayhem of Ragnarok. Viper has to win if he's the only Ragnar, right?
Yeah, it's true. He has to do it for the fans. I mean, look at him
100%.
going here. Viper's actually starting to really turn up. This is what I like to see. The adaptation coming out here. He's really finding so many hits now on a Knees, and this is after being oppressed by Knees for so long. Oh no! Is that going to be an early KO? Oh no! That's tragic.
Knees thought that Viper didn't have enough options to get back, and even though he did hit the D-light, Viper had options to spare, and the combo just didn't quite hit Viper getting the down air that he needed to knock out Knees, and now he's got a good lead, and if he can get extra damage with his axe here, as Knees plays over edge a little bit, he could do huge damage to Knees, and could take away this set, as it is tied 1-1 right now.
Yeah, that could be the play that makes or breaks this set. Knees still hasn't been able to find this KO. Somehow, Viper still not dead. Has a little bit more jumps. He goes for the exhausted recovery. What a cheeky option. Definitely did not work, as we saw Knees immediately go for the recovery. He's going to be able to pick up a weapon here. Yes, he managed to get the gauntlets, but I could tell he wanted the scythe. But Viper now, he's waiting for that spawn. Where is it? In the middle of the stage. Knees, are you going to let him get to it?
Knees needs to do big things here, man. He's even up the damage that Viper's been able to get onto him. He started off this last stock with his opponent in yellow, but Viper has already gotten him into red, almost weaponless so far. Knees going high again with the gauntlets in red. Viper in orange. Viper without a weapon though. Knees has him over edge. Will he cycle for the scythe? He does.
Okay, but he loses stage control for it. Looks like it won't cost him too much in the long run. Can starve Viper of this weapon if he's able to play his cards right. Beautiful man just to react to the dodge and get that neutral light into recovery. Still trying to hunt down Viper. Viper finally getting that axe, but only after getting hit several times in a row. He's off stage, and the weapon toss, he should be gone. Knees taking out Viper in a game 3 set 2-1. I was scared. Just based off of that last interaction they had off the stage, I really thought that Viper was going to be able to kind of coast his way into that Game 3 victory, just because he kind of made that turnaround play that was rooted in the mistakes made of kind of from both players, honestly. But Knees was still able to kind of buckle down and clutch it out.
Yeah, that misplay from Knees earlier, it wasn't enough to slow down the momentum he had from that 3-stock he just had, man. I mean, the 3-stock momentum, man, that's a lot of juice into the tank. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That's the neutral bullet
quick
for sure.
Flex after a 3-stock.
And yeah, I mean, let me go ahead and take a look at like what we've kind of been through at this point, because of course we're making our way up to top 8. We're not doing top 8 today, but
bro, it's been like we have been watching a top 8 though, hasn't it?
Feels like it, right? And that's
just that energy, those players.
They're good.
They're real good.
They're good.
I'm looking at the bracket too here, and it seems like we've got 3, 4, 5, or 6 rounds of the winners still before we go down to the losers.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bracket as well. And it looks like overall, looks like Simple is fighting 2D. Pavelski's going to fight Dobrain, or they're currently fighting probably. And I mean, let me take a look at the losers bracket. Let me see who's chilling in there. All right, so in the losers bracket, we have Agzo.
Oh, we didn't see him play, did we?
We didn't. In fact, it looks like he probably got sent to losers early. Yeah, he wasn't even on the winner's side. I'm wondering who Ags lost to. That's a bit of a surprise for me as well. It looks like Stundere got knocked out as well in the first round of losers top 32. I see Tekken is still in there. He just beat Lil Fox. Let's go, Tekken. Okay. Goosey. Gonna have to fight M for Mini. Oh, yeah. This loser bracket has some hitters.
Yeah, it does, though. I'm kind of disappointed we didn't see him. And Flamethrower, yeah. Goosey. A lot of the names that we see from the Pro Series, man, I gotta watch the replay of that. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube, right?
Probably. That definitely is.
I'm pretty sure they have it broken down into, like, sets, don't they? Like red team versus blue team kind of thing?
They usually have like a little like if it's not on YouTube, it's definitely on the Twitter where they like show you the win-loss count.
All right. Yeah, if they have it in bite-sized pieces so I can watch it a couple times in like installments over the day, that'd be prime. Have 10 minutes, watch some Brawlhalla, that'd be cool. I'm like 99.9% sure it's on YouTube. My 0.1% uncertainty is maybe it's blocked in my country. Man, don't you hate when that happens for music or something?
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? I feel like that's actually probably the worst for like Netflix subscriptions or like like Crunchyroll or something where there's like just restriction on the music. You're like, really? Especially if it was available before.
Yeah, no, that's a pain. I think Joe Bailey tweeted out a while ago that he was really excited like a certain TV show was on Netflix, but he was in Japan and it was only like a Japan contract, so he came back to America and he couldn't continue watching the series and he was bummed about it. Something like that. Man, that guy travels a lot. Good for him. The CEO, God.
Make sure to go to CEO, by the way. But with that said, man, we're moving on to the next match of the day. We're going to have the People's Champ, Dobrain, versus Pavelski. Right? So he's playing Wushang. Wushang versus, we're going to have another Ragnar. So,
yo, shout outs to Dan Fornace and this little ribbeteer right here, Rhino.
Rhino, yeah. Shout outs to Rivals of Ether.
That game was a lot of fun, man. That's cool. You gotta drop some coin for that DLC though, not like in Brawlhalla. That's for sure. But into the match, another Ragnar actually. So Pavelski's got my vote. I'm sorry, Dobrain. Normally I'm loyal, but Pavelski is just the tournament, man. I swear. We got gauntlets and Katars going head to head. We also got an axe again and a spear, slime covered spear, in fact, from Dobrain. But he's already in red almost. Pavelski's putting on a lot of damage so far. Dobrain with a double gravity cancel, very very clean, or double T-light. Sorry, the double gravity cancel is not a thing. That's a mechanic that's really hard to do. It's a 5 or 6 frame frame one input cheating mechanism. I don't know, man. Have you heard of it?
Oh yeah, no, trust me, I watched that video, but
yeah, it's dumb. But if anybody could pull it off, it'd be Dobrain, actually, in tournament at least.
He definitely likes to practice some of the cheeky stuff. I mean, his Orano, if you will, is doing pretty well right now. He's taking a lot of damage, though. Pavelski's done a very good job of keeping him just a slightly more hurt. And there we go, the finishing blow coming off the side right there with the Sair from Pavelski. Pavelski, of course, you know, he's a competitor, man. Pretty much the only way to say it. Pavelski, I feel like, has been around for, I don't know when he started Brawlhalla, but I know for as long as I've been casting it, he's been a name that I've always recognized and kind of looked out for, or maybe just feels that way.
Man, whenever I see his name, I want to hit the mountains, man. I want to go skiing. I mean, obviously his name is Pavel Ski, but like, it's just like, he makes me want to go do some outdoor winter activities, you know? It's spring here, so it's just impossible. That guy's taunting me with his name. Where do you figure he's from? Like the Swiss Alps or something?
Maybe.
It's possible. EU's a big region.
But here's the thing, though, right? So Pavelski, you know, despite entering quite a few tournaments, has never made a top 8 finish, from my understanding. So today, probably looking to do just that. Has to get to Dobrain to do it, though. So of course, no route to top 8 is ever easy.
No, it shouldn't be either. Otherwise, it wouldn't be so fun to watch like it is now, you know? But Dobrain's over the top of Pavelski with these gauntlets. Pavelski's going to go try the right side of the stage to recover. Does get it there safely. We see Dobrain definitely wanting to keep that stage control. The nice neutral air into recovery. Dobrain is getting Pavelski and the knockout percentage. And he's playing very safe. He did have, too bad, ground pound from Pavelski on those guitars. Very good. We did see Dobrain get stacked on a little bit damage-wise in the very first stock here, and it seems like he's trying to make this comeback. I think he really wants to play a little bit of a more range focused game, you know, approaching from a little bit further away. Missing an input to turn around on that side sig there is getting hurt on this last stock. Recovery, slimy recovery, just like we saw from Chidero earlier with that spear. And a neutral sig, man. All these rotational spear maneuvers are pretty hot. I dig it.
And that's the thing about Rano / Wu Xiang, is the fact that his SIGs, he really has some good ones, right? He has that neutral SIG. We saw how quick it comes out as well. It's probably not reacting to that one. That one's probably too fast. You know, down sig similarly has, you know, can spike, has good trajectory. His gauntlet sigs aren't bad by any means either. Like that neutral sig, like good luck of reacting to that. He just has some very quick options and a very quick kit to supplement it all around. You know, really fits into that monk, I guess, fantasy. But Pavelski, trying to tell me that it doesn't matter just because his Ragnar seems to be putting in the work right now. He's just going to do a little bit of a shuffle. Wow, that was a max range on that D-Light. You saw that?
Yeah, I did, and he tried to follow up with the neutral sig, but it didn't work, and then Pavelski tried to counter with a heavy that whiffed on his own, but again, the interaction went towards Pavelski's favor in the end. Didn't I say that I was voting for Pavelski as Ragnar? Sorry, Dobrain. Get out of here, bro. Your frog's getting beaten by a dragon. That Animal Kingdom matchup, there's nothing even close. Unless you're thinking about the Naruto toads. Those are kind of fun, right?
God. I mean, yeah, they're pretty big, dude. They could probably just eat Ragnar in their spare time.
I mean, this is Ragnar's humanoid form. His bigger form, he's a full dragon. I
was going to say, right, he got nerfed to be in Brawlhalla, right? Like, according to Brawlhalla lore,
yeah, they literally clipped his wings. Literally. I don't think these guys are interested in the lore. They're more interested in the gameplay going on right now. Dobrain has his spear again. He's taking, again, more damage starting off than Pavelski. I think it's just these 1-2-hit combos from the guitars on Ragnar. It's just the force and the follow-ups are just too much for Dobrain. He keeps on backing off, trying to get these 1-2-hit combos of his own. Pavelski just finds them more often. But as I say that, the downlights come out in a flurry from Dobrain. He gets big damage onto Pavelski. Unfortunately, wasn't able to continue that to a knockout. There's a reset to neutral here.
Yeah, that was great, though, by Dobrain. He got rewarded for showing some patience. He was able to get that first D-Light conversion, and he just waited. He said, well, what are you going to do? Saw the dodge and reacted with a double D-Light combo because he knew he didn't have a dodge. That was all guaranteed because he didn't have a defensive option. But it doesn't matter because Pavelski, again, showing what he's made of. I feel like we've talked about the brain quite a bit in this match, but Pavelski, he's the one who walked away with the dub in that game 1. He's the one who's currently in the lead right now in this game 2. He's playing extraordinarily well. I mean, look at him go.
Ooh! These guitars, man, it's almost looking like the classic 2016 Brawlhalla guitar loop, something that not a lot of people know about as time has progressed, but he's doing extremely well, and it's a common theme. Ooh, neutral sig from Dobrain's enough to knock out there. It's a common theme or motif in the EU region that comes up time and time again. Obviously, the people that haven't been there are trying to get there, and the people that have been there in top 8s and whatnot, I don't want to say they're stagnating, but I don't think they're seeing the training that these non-top 8 contestants have gone through, because I mean their grind, man. Rocky putting them to shame almost how much they've trained for these moments. I mean, Dobrain's been in top 8, dozen times. Pavelski's just trying to get there once, and it shows that he's fighting tooth and nail, claw and fire breath to get there.
Yeah, he's getting close here, but it seems like Dobrain is slowly making up for the distance that Pavelski was able to kind of pull ahead with. Right now he's in the red, probably D-Light to gravity cancel unarmed neutral sig will kill, or maybe even the recovery might be enough. So Pavelski really has to kind of steal as many hits as he can now to kind of guarantee himself as much damage as possible, as much of an advantage as he can going to the last stock, because Dobrain has been looking stronger and stronger as the set's gone on. That recovery not enough. Crazy. Ooh,
Gets
my
Zach's
goodness.
back there? What? Did you
the
see that?
alley-oop? Oh!
I think we found another crossover, man. It goes unarmed, hits a neutral air, and then picks his axe back up. Pavelski taking the set 2-0 over Dobrain. An upset purely from the stats of these characters, of these players. Dang, man.
Yeah, I mean, you said it yourself, right? Dobrain has had 12 top 8 finishes. Pavelski, 0. But that doesn't mean anything. Well, all right, I take that back. It definitely means something. But it's kind of more of the idea that just because someone, has been around for a long time or has an impressive resume, it never means that they can't lose to somebody else, or that someone else can't, climb through the ranks. It's never too late. And it's showing here, Very proud of Pavelski, but still, with that said, it's not like that match guaranteed him into top 8. He still has to win one more, at least if he tries to do it through the winner's side, against either the winner of the match we're going to watch right now, Simple and ZD. Or 2D, sorry.
I don't think that we've ever had a tournament where 2 different people in top 32 winner side played Sidra. Unless I haven't recently seen 2D and the Ninja play in a tournament, because two Sidras? What? Who's doing this? Is it Sandstorm that made everybody want to play Cannon? Were these guys playing Cannon ahead of time? This is nuts, man. It's looking like Starlight Disciples over here in the EU,
Yeah, I was going to say Starlight, I remember, was the first one for me that really put the weapon on the map even. And I remember a Friday Night Brawlhalla a few weeks back now. I think it was Boomy and Phazon were able to win the 2v2, going all Zul. I don't even want to go into how that name's pronounced, but going into this one though, it's looking like Simple, starting off strong.
Haymaker, man, max range. That was dirty.
Oh wow, beautiful neutral air coming out from 2D there, and that's kind of something you just have to do to cover your own Heine. Right, you have to throw out that neutral air. Hey, if they're gonna ground pound me, it'll stuff them. If not, fine, I'll touch the side. But looks like Simple is gonna go ahead and close out that first stock for sure now. And 2D needs to find a little bit of something here if he wants to have a chance.
That he will. Axe and Cannon have been likened a lot since the release of Cannon. What is now a year and more ago? A lot of people from the get-go were saying Cannon's is like a hybrid of Axe and Lance, the way it plays, not obviously aesthetically. But I think the matchup goes to Cannon still against Axe. Axe has a little bit more of a stay in place hit him with max range kind of mentality with the hitboxes. But Cannon just gives you so much momentum. We see it there from the down light into the neutral air. True combo at higher damages. 2D is doing a lot of catch-up right now, though, as he's trying to get Simple knocked off of the map for the very first time. Simple's gotten so much damage. The haymaker again, man. This guy is not afraid to throw some knuckles, is he?
I mean, clearly not. He's been throwing them left and right. Simple still hanging on to the left side of the stage here. No weapon on 2D. Gonna go ahead and chase him down to the left side here. Tries to go for the breakdance. They're just scuffling it out. Bar brawl. There we go. A Sayer coming out from Simple. Still looking for that final hit. Wow, ground pound. A bit of a cheekier option. You don't see as often from Axe players just because the down air is so good and has less recovery time on it. But definitely. Even then, Simple is looking so comfortable in the driver's seat, off the head into the unarmed recovery. Simple looking very, very comfortable.
Definitely looking comfortable. And possibly, and I know I'm jinxing it by saying this, could be the second 3 stock we see of the tournament if Simple's able to play against... Oh, there it goes. 2D gets the knockout with that neutral light there from the cannon over the very corner. A very, very satisfying KO at that. Hitting that neutral stick and shooting someone down at that severe angle, it just feels so nice. But Simple here, not even going for the weapon until he gets a clear shot at it. It's comfortable, again, with that unarmed. We saw the last knockout was a weapon throw into an unarmed recovery. We saw haymakers from left, right, and center in the first and second stock of this match. Simple's just all around. Seems like he's very comfortable going into every scenario. He's never seemingly at a disadvantage because he'll go at you unarmed. He'll go at you with an axe. He'll throw something at you. He'll pick up his spear. He's just full aggro, you know?
It's funny to me because it seems like 2D even just kind of has his own plans for these matches. We saw him go for a cannon string a little bit earlier. It looked like regardless of whether or not Simple was in it or not, he was going to do the entire string. But Simple goes ahead and secures that first game with that side sig, killing right off the right side. 2D gonna have to go ahead and dig deep to his pocket, see what he has there to counteract. But I mean, just look at the damage: 631 damage from Simple onto 2D. Only
right, but that's kind of the split of damage we would expect from the two players like this with a disparity so large in their power rankings. We see 2D sitting at it's not global. I think this is EU centralized power rankings. 32, one global 1v1. Sorry, top 32 in the power ranks, and then Simple sits at 9th overall in 1v1 power rankings. That's a big number, even though it's a small number, you know.
Yeah, there's some disparity there.
For sure. But both these players have finished in top 8. We see 2D grabbing a top 8 placement. Didn't quite get to the top 3, but he was there. But Simple, I mean, he's been in top 8 7 times, and he's gotten placement 4 times. Second and third 3 times. So he's no stranger to top 3. So I think that's why he seems so comfortable. Why he seems like he's got kind of an air of confidence no matter what. I don't think we've seen him in a situation where he really struggled. He just has such clean, fluid gameplay.
Now, one thing I will say is that kind of the nerves never go away, but you do get more and more comfortable kind of sitting in it. And the more top 8s you've been in, the easier it'll be for you to do that. And look, Simple, clean, concise side signature with the Bryn there to go ahead and close that out. Goes right back to the axe. And we're going to see what else he has to offer. But 2D is going ahead and beating on him without a weapon. Has the cannon in hand. Has been trying to get some sort of magic going, some good juju, but hasn't been able to quite find the hits he's looking for. That Sarah can be the start of something. And no, still doesn't lead to much.
Yeah, it's something you really need with Cannon is those follow-ups, and it seems like 2D really hasn't been able to get them to click so far against Simple. And I haven't paid enough attention to know if it's on Simple's dodges just being the correct reaction to get away from 2D's reads, or if 2D's just dropping them. Can't really be told. I don't want to misspeak. I mean, I saw your tweet earlier, Flambeau, about the D-Light Sarah podcast that Boomy and Taza put on about casters. Misspeaking in tournaments is common, isn't it?
Allegedly so.
Allegedly?
I'll say that much.
I should tune in, man, and see what all the buzz is about. You didn't write any notes on the podcast, did you?
I did not. I watched it like literally like maybe 3 hours ago, and then
Oh,
went to sleep. Woke up 2 hours later, and here we are, watching Simple and 2D duke it out. So I definitely have it in the back of my head here as I watch these two competitors duke it out on the Mammoth. And there we go. That's a little bit of something coming out from 2D. He's starting to get the engine revving just a little bit. Yes. This is what I've been waiting to see, just a little bit more momentum to swing into 2D's favor. And this isn't even a bias thing. This is just more so of just wanting to see someone get some of their moments. And it looks like right there he was able to get a few strings for himself, but definitely still has more to do here, as Simple is pretty much on the verge of sending him to the loser's bracket.
Right, 2D needs to. There's always the turning point, right? We saw it in the very first of the day when we watched Machette and M from Mini Play. There's a turning point in a tournament where someone can just go from losing to winning, and it's the momentum shift, and it's hard to see, but it could have just happened for 2D. He's able to get his cannon back, and never mind. This axe damage is too much. Simple has him off the edge. I'm feeling a down swing on a slide charge or something to M. Nope, side air. Never mind. Then there's the caster's curse that we need to talk about. 2D didn't quite get his turning point there. Simple takes the set 2-0. Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it be like that, man. Like
True.
Honestly, though, that's, to me, that shows the markings of a player who is kind of in that grind that we keep referencing earlier. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The grind to the top, right? May not have the results that some of the other players in this tournament have, but he's steadily getting closer.
Right. Doesn't have them yet, right?
Yeah, exactly, right. Soon, TM. We're going to see how he's able to post up. But with that said, we already have the next competitors in the lobby. It's going to be Zero versus Machette.
Speak of the guy we were just talking about, Machette coming back with with his Daimo, his not Ragnar, I'm sorry, his Mordex against another Val. We've seen a lot of Val so far, haven't we, bud?
Yeah, we've seen a good chunk of Val, a good chunk of Ragnar as well. And
we're gonna have a gauntlet mirror. Have we had one of those yet today?
I actually don't.
I don't think we have.
Think so, unless. I'd have to double check to be explicitly sure, but as far as I remember, I don't believe we've seen one yet.
Gotcha. Well, shout outs explicitly to Zero right now because he's got that Brawl League avatar. That thing is clean looking. I like that a lot.
Yeah, speaking of Zero, man, this guy, 3 top 8 finishes. Can't complain with that. Definitely has been able to put some results up here and there, sprinkle them in when he can.
He's got a necklace, man, with 3 gold medals on it. That's not too shabby, right? And then sorry, that would be Zero that has the 3 gold necklaces. Machette's just got the 1. But a gauntlet mirror isn't going to happen. I remember now that Machette definitely favors his scythe in this situation, or in gameplay completely, just because he's got that range, that added range on the ground, and then that potential off edge with a scythe and that ground pound, man. The scythe ground pound. Can we talk about the non-committal ground pound on scythe? How absolutely safe it is to use if you just try to tipper people with it.
Yeah, the scythe ground pound, the scythe in general, right? Its ability to kind of just bully you off the stage is unrivaled, and it's. It's a scythe, like it hurts, it's just to think of the weapon itself, kind of that crescent blade, if you will, it really packs a wallop. And just watching Zero play off the stage here, going for that side sig off the soft platform, gonna go ahead and refresh. The grab cancel end sig to slide up.
Variable option. That's neat, man. He missed one there, but the side sig into the wall will send you straight upwards, and that's an upward spike. You don't see a lot from side sigs, which is really, really cool. If he gets a knockout with it, I might PayPal him some money, But Zero not knocked off the top. How do you survive that, man?
Another one? Yeah, that'll do it. So Zero, at this point, sitting with those gauntlets, it looks like he's feeling pretty comfortable. Probably going to try to stop Machete from getting this. No, Machete's just going to go ahead and turn around. Machete doing an immaculate job of just hitting with that D-like grab cancel end sig. Nice tried and true. Nothing too crazy there. We've seen that conversion several times. It's always, it's good old faithful. in that regards, it's always something you can rely on. Oh my God.
Ooh, sidelight, downlight, recovery. I love that kick out option on the D-line, man. That choice, that directional input is so cool. Machette didn't even need to get to the left side there to ground pound as Zero didn't quite have enough options to get back. Machette juggling these scythes here like a circus act, making sure Zero doesn't get a weapon spawned in too quickly for himself there. Machette giving him a little bit of room to pick up those gauntlets, getting some damage now with this scythe. Man, this flawless scythe play from Machette. It seems like he knows exactly where to put a move, whether or not it's going to hit his opponent or space them out so he can approach a little bit with an upper hand is so clean. I love to see it. I'm getting waves of an EU sandstorm almost from this guy.
It's like, where did that stock even go? Machette was able to answer back just so quickly. There we go, ground pound once again, 2 for good measure, and Machette going ahead and taking that game. There's just a certain moment in that match, that second stock really, where he just kind of ran away with it. It didn't even really look like Zero had much of a chance to play post that turning point. You just kind of, you turned it on and then it never turned off.
Right. I mean, he took Zero's first 2 stocks in like 2 minutes. That's quick. I mean, he was punching in with no bars held. It was very cool to see, and it seems like he really digs those dash, jump, reverse ground pounds over edge. We saw him get that final stock there with that, and we also saw him take the final stock off of M from Mini earlier with his gauntlets, doing that same thing actually on Blackguard Keep, if I recall correctly. So if you're playing Machette, write that down. He's gonna chase you quick with that quick and that scary ground pound.
There we go, right into game 2. Small Enigma. Zero trying to hunt down Machette. Gets caught by the neutral air. Wants to make it back to the stage because he doesn't want to play off stage versus Gauntlets. And I don't blame him. That sucks. It's a very terrifying position to be in. Just going to go ahead and try to regain center. But Machette is making it so difficult. Just look at this. Send him up, pick him up, put him down, pick him up, put him down. He's gone.
Amazing gameplay from Machette and his gauntlets there. We were just talking about the ground pound, and there it goes. After insane strings, utilizing nairs to throw his opponent back to the ground, recoveries to knock him around. Just uninterrupted ferocity. And he could do it again as Zero's over the edge with his freshly picked up Ragnar. It seems like the dragon not only had his wings clipped by Brawlhalla's Valkyries to allow him into the tournament, because I'm sure those TOs don't want people to hack, no macros or anything, no wings, but also getting his wings clipped by Machette here on this Dymo pick. Absolutely absurd in the first minute and change of gameplay.
You can see they were playing off stage for a little bit there, and I feel like Zero's more willing to do it now that he has those Katars. It's like, all right, this weapon's pretty solid off stage. We can play this game. Look at that. 2 Sayers from Zero, able to close out the stock on Machette. Finally managed to get the stock there, but Machette did such an amazing job of securing that first KO that I want to see what he has in store for the second one. Zero, on the other hand, needs to be able to box his way in. Machette doesn't even have a weapon here. It looks like Zero was kind of struggling a little bit to find the hits, but finally managed to find a nair, and he's looking for more.
Zero really needs to do a lot on the stock. He's already in orange. No, Machette with the inward soaring ground pound, trying to catch Zero as he kind of like drifted away from the edge there. Not quite enough, but Machette back on his gauntlets. We'll see if Zero's able to utilize this axe to space him out, box him out, like you were saying. He really just needs to play zoning better. And maybe some of the backdash neutralites we saw from M from Mini earlier might benefit him here, because, I mean, dang, man, Machette's approach is just too mean with these gauntlets. Zero over edge, Machette with a scythe, ground pound as we predict from this guy over and over, wasn't enough, but the downlight afterwards to pick up his opponent and directional input a foot into his forehead to knock him off the side of the stage was just clean and quick at that.
Yeah, make sure he goes right for the head, cracks the skull, so you make sure that they don't come back. Everybody knows this by now. But Zero hanging on the edge. You know what game he's trying to play. You go, can I gimp you, please? Can you come off stage? Machette's like, nah, I'm not letting that happen.
He's too smart, man. I mean, Dymo spent enough time in wherever the monsters in Hellboy are from. And shoutouts to the Hellboy crossover. All the skins are cool and the map's cool. Apocalypse is a clean map. BMG, well played. But man, he is just doing work, and he tries to throw out those flaming spears from the crowd with the side sig. Not quite making contact here. Zero again on that edge, trying to use all these axe moves to keep himself insulated from the fire that Machette has poaching almost out there for the dragon meat. Not quite getting it 0 over the edge again. Machette, down air should do it.
Yeah, just pummels his head, has a jump, makes it back. Zero still trying to hang on, looking for a hit here. Both of them dodging at the same time. Machette, though, being the one to find the hit. And all right, this might be a little bit of something for Zero. Goes for a hard read, and that's not what you need to do when you're trying to make a comeback. Machette going ahead and securing that set 2-0.
That he did. And Zero tried his best, and he will be able to fight back in the lower bracket for this tournament. And, man, I mean, he's got to rep his blue team. You know, it seems like he's repping blue team for the Pro Series, man. You can't let him down. Can't let him down. All of them are probably saying, you know, whoever plays the best this weekend gets to go first in the next crew battle. I mean, everybody wants that first spot to get the opportunity to 9-stock. Yeah, man. There's huge clout to be gained by 9-stocking somebody. Ask how many people did it in the NA side. Was it just Wrenched?
Yeah, you're asking the wrong guy. I don't know. I don't know. I'll say it straight up. I don't know. But what I do know is that there's like a certain amount of like stress that comes. I mean, I guess going first in the crew battle is probably best, not even necessarily for the sense of 9-stocking, but you probably just have the least amount of pressure because you know you have teammates who can kind of like save it. I feel like going last, like being the anchor. Ooh,
that's stressful too.
Speaking of anchors, man, who we got on the screen?
Hey, double Sidra. I was just saying earlier, I mean, yeah, the anchor on the down sig, but now 2 Sidras in a tournament in top 8 was blowing my mind. Now 2 in the same match going head to head, one with Skyforge cannon, one with Goldforge cannon. This is unprecedented, man. This has never happened before. This is Brawlhalla history right here.
Yeah, and you know, this is a top 8 qualifier. Machette just secured himself a spot in Winners Top 8 after beating Zero here. So this is going to be the second one to decide who's going to continue moving on into tomorrow. And, you know, it's just a matter of time. We're going to see who's going to be able to do it. Blaze getting the first few hits, trying to beat him out. And, man, Cannon Dittos can be quite electrifying. You know what I mean? Anything can swing at the spawn of a moment. I just looked at that 3-hit string from the Ninja. They're doing N6s at each other from the side of the stage. It's parts of the Caribbean. They're, you know, playing Battleship and shooting cannonballs at each other.
Yeah, man, this is crazy. It's gonna come down to like who gets more cannon strings to punish somebody else dropping a cannon string. Man, this is gonna be sick. I really can't think of a time that we've seen a cannon mirror in a tournament. I'm racking my brain, man. This is crazy. Oh, the down sig trying to get back to the stage with a little bit of extra distance covered, but Ninja punished by Blaze there. A little foot to the forehead again. It seems like another motif in this tournament so far. Absolutely crazy. Both these players picking up Sidra in the match. They're both neck and neck in global 1v1 power rankings. We're talking 28 and 30, Ninja and Blaze respectively. However, Ninja's had a little bit more of a run through top 8s, having 11 versus Blaze's Uno. But I think Blaze did it in a pretty important tournament because he's got some other numbers in the earnings section that say something about that, you know.
Something. So
we're watching Blaze with the gravity cancel Nutrasigs over the edge, trying to wait for a little bit of an opportunity to push on in here. And man, I'm trying to think. We were talking about inspiration for canon players earlier. Who was it? It's like Dobrain played some at release. Starlight played a ton of Sidra, and then I guess Zol with Sandstorm recently.
Yeah,
it's the new wave, man.
Some of that as well, yeah. You know, it's definitely coming around. I think there's some other players as well that aren't coming to mind immediately at this moment. But I mean, in that time, just talk about canon players. We're seeing Blaze body the Ninja. To be honestly,
yeah. Hold up, Blaze hasn't been knocked out yet.
No, man. He's sitting pretty. He's, you know, look at him weaving. Ooh, with the fancy footwork too.
Trying to go for the ground pound on top of all that. Man, it's like he's ordering a sundae and he's asking like, all right, I want the crushed peanuts. I also want a cherry and some whipped cream and some chocolate sauce. Like, he's getting everything on this thing. And barbecue sauce, don't forget that.
Yeah, barbecue. I mean, deep barbecue sauce now. There's 20-piece chicken tendies from McDonald's. Like, you need that much. Okay, the unarmed Neutralite is gonna KO Blaze.
He was weighed down by the barbecue sauce, man. As soon as he got hit, he just didn't have any jump options to use, you know? He was just getting weighed down. But Blaze here has so much room to work with Flambeau.
Yikes.
That was a deep ground pound.
I was gonna say, I was like, he was kind of from where it hit. Even it felt like it was the hilt of the blade that really sent him and condemned him to death there, straight to the Shadow Realm. But Blaze,
man, you got me thinking all of a sudden. Is the blade closest to the hilt the sharpest part because you hit things with it less?
Yeah, I guess so, right? It has to be. It's kind of like theory.
It's kind of like the fulcrum is like the most pressure on a pair of scissors. You know, it's like the closer to the base it is, the more like pain will deliver. That being said, we got a different character coming from the ninja.
Who? What character? Almost getting deleted, has to run to the other side of the stage. Blaze is gonna go ahead and patiently wait it out, but that was almost a disastrous way to start the game. Still pretty bad though. I mean, looking at his damage, but he's been able to strike back, and that's what I like to see. Yo, whoa, okay.
That was too spicy, man. It got me coughing.
Slow down.
He almost took him off the top. We talked about that top platform of Enigma being so dangerous earlier, and the ninja almost utilized it to completely reverse the momentum of this match. That would have been insane, man. It was so close to being insane, too.
I know. Literally, like, so close.
I'm sweating of how hot that was. Jesus, man. Jeez.
But this is a tie battle, you know, despite of how disastrous it almost looked for both players at the start. The cloud, you never see that move come out. You never see that come out because of how long it takes, how harshly you can punish it. But the Bulbasaur, feeling confident in his skill.
What?
The Fuma cloud, like what?
If you can knock someone out with that in a tournament, that's style points for sure. Because like you said, it's difficult to hit and very easy to punish. Man, the ninja threw his spear up, and it looked like it fell on the ground, but it still had like one frame of activity on it, and Blaze just ran directly into it. That blew my mind. You know, it didn't save the ninja at all. Blaze knocked out shortly after, but still, it's those little things.
Okay, what? I was gonna say, I was like, how do you get out of there? I mean, granted, that pogo, like I swear I didn't even see the ninja get high enough to even poke his head, but he managed to just perfectly do it. But he was chasing him down. You saw him go for the ground pound. Blaze was able to weave out the way just quick enough, and now these guys are once again back at it neck and neck. And considering how bad that first game kind of went for the ninja, I'm very happy that he just kind of realized what his name was and picked a character that made sense.
Yeah, it fits way better. And honestly, everybody can speak to how much they despise mirror matches. And we saw the ninja do great work earlier with his Sidra pick, but then Blaze comes in with the Sidra pick, and it seems like it threw just a huge wrench in the cogs of Ninja's purely perfect mechanical gameplay. You know, and it seems like he does have that momentum switch, picking the Brawlhalla ninja, as you said, and it's working out for him. He's able to even up this match a little bit better, and it seems like he's got the reads down. However, it might be too little, too late, as Blaze is getting massive damage on him and could knock out here with the D-Light recovery, and does. And looks like he's going to cycle his weapon over to the cannon, maybe? Yeah, he is.
All right, this is how it starts. Blaze racking up some damage. Wow, the amount of times I see cannon players go for that ground pound just because of like kind of little bounce it gives you. So you don't really use that Y-axis kind of positioning. You can kind of hover there for a little bit and get that hit in. But man, the ninja on his last legs here gets the unarmed recovery, looking for more. Picks up the weapon, immediately does the N-Sig, side sig, still not enough to KO. Not enough force quite yet. This could be disastrous. I like that. Oh my goodness. It doesn't even matter. Blaze still on the prowl.
Oh, the cannon, man. The side light into the side air. Blaze with the ground pound that you were just talking about. Knocks out the ninja, and that is the set claimed by Blaze. Man, the thing about that ground pound is the deceptive hitboxing on it. It's not just at the cannon mouth that you get hit. It's a little bit outside of it as well, and it grapples you in. So if you get a little bit too close, man, you are donezo. I'm waiting for it on the replay here just to see how far out he got plushed into it.
Yeah, look. Oh, scooped his toes. Oof.
It seems like we're already in character or map selection here. Who are we seeing again?
We got Knees and Hetero.
Ooh, This would be a good match.
Yeah, I'm saying, right? It's going to be for our third winner's side top 8 qualifier already. Machete and Blaze await to play each other tomorrow. And the winner of this will have to fight the winner of Simple and Pavelski, which is probably coming up right after this match. But first, let's see, man. The Mordics versus the Hattori. It's going to be back-to-back Hattori. And, I'm excited. I love seeing this character, man.
She's a fan favorite. Not a single person has ever spoke anything negative about Hattori from day one.
Let me ask you this question. When you first downloaded Brawlhalla and went into your first, whether it was casual, queue, or whatever, what was the first lesson you played against? Because for me, it was Hattori, straight up.
Was it?
It was.
She does have a really cool character model, for sure. My first character was Nash. I got a skin code in Loot Crate for White Fang Nash in August of 2015. So, of course, I had to play the character I got a skin for, you know?
Makes sense. Oh, okay, Chatterow.
But Hattori, I've got Hattori like level 38, so I've played a good chunk of her. She's a favorite for sure. But Chatterow over the edge here, hit by Knees' ground pound 2 times.
How many times have we seen that today? How many times have we seen just that back-to-back ground pound, just completely bodying anyone trying to make it back to the stage? It's hard to deal with. It's quick, and especially once you get sent down by the first ground pound, similar to how you'll see like 2 to 3 axe dares in a row. It's just you have to expand your options to get back to the stage, which kind of streamlines it, and then makes it very easy for the person with the scythe to go ahead and confirm those KOs.
Right. I think we've seen it a ton, to answer your question, but I think the reason why it's such a good move is because the hitbox is obviously a non-committal thing. It's so far away from your body. But also, when you throw out the hitbox, it looks like all the downs to the knockout. Chatterow, Knees is running away with this. But to finish my thought, I think it stops your downward momentum. Does it?
Yeah, you kind of pause for a little bit. It's kind of similar to the cannon one in that sense.
Yeah.
Or like the orb as well, where they kind of have like that little pausing motion when you go for the hit.
That plays a huge role into it, because you don't have that momentum that's carrying you downward if you whiff, and if you hit, you have that, you don't follow your opponent down. Like you have that headspace to jump around and kind of like position for the next one. So it's just like a huge advantageous frame set that people are taking advantage of, and it's obviously something Knees has looked at and integrated into his optimal gameplay.
Oh my god, Knees, I love that. That string was sick, and just looking at the stocks, like, this is Chatterow's last stock. Like, Knees has been having quite a field day against Chatterow. 2 on recovery, goes for 3, wants to top it all off, and oh my goodness, what a statement. Not enough to KO. He's gonna go for the oh wow, I thought he was gonna go for the unarmed gravity cancel D-Light and try to go for a ground pound after that, but just go for the raw ground pound outright. Doesn't even matter though, because he's built so much of a lead for himself that it's really up to Chatterow to bring this back, and kind of for Knees to watch this game slip away from him. He's done all the hard work up to this point.
Yeah, if he continues to fish for knockouts, like it seems like he has all these signatures, he's definitely going to regret it if Chatterow is able to knock him out and then play an amazing against him in his third stock. But it seems like he's kind of getting his head together a little bit here, going for safer options. But man, if Knees sidelight recovery, if Knees brings this intensity to the pink team, man, I might have to root for pink team, man. You might be seeing that hashtag pop up on my Twitter feed,
Hey, I'm just saying, man. Pink team, the color pink in general is fresh, so I'm okay with that.
Sometimes I call it light red, but yeah, pink is pretty cool for sure.
Light red team. So what? It's like the diet version of red team. Is that what you're saying?
Diet red. I love that, dude. Yeah, it's the diet version.
I don't know how they'll feel about that.
Back on to small man Chatterow, mixing things up, picking up gauntlets instead of swords. He switches from Hattori to the Wu Shang here, and that third eyeball might help him out here. It seems like he sees the galaxy with that thing. Not enough though, because Knees can still come on in at any pace with these gauntlets and carry Chatterow away, but not without a little bit of a response of damage from Chatterow here. This is a very familiar position. Knees kind of watching somebody off the edge. I'm surprised he didn't go for a ground pound there. But man, he really just relegates his opponents to the edge constantly, doesn't he?
Yeah, the thing that's so sick about Knees is his ability to kind of recognize the spacing that a player wants to occupy. A lot of the times he's catching Chetaro, just trying to space a little bit outside his range, and we'll see Knees overshoot with a lot of his attacks and catch Chetaro trying to space at a certain distance. And Chetaro just hasn't been able to kind of work his way around that yet. He's been doing such a good job of capitalizing. But the Jagon Eye on this skin might be exactly what Chetaro needed. You might have been onto something there, because he's able to secure that first stock. Not without some tribulations, but he's hanging in there.
Ooh, the side stick almost made contact. Knees would have sent his opponent off the side of the stage there and taken away Chetaro's lead, but he does with a D-Light into a recovery. The same way that Chetaro sent him to the ceiling, isn't it? Huh. It's almost like these guys have a boiled down science on how to play these gauntlets. But Knees, again, comfortable with his scythe, downlighting over edge, waiting to plant a foot on this third eyeball to blind it for the rest of the match. Chetaro trying to go in with those gauntlets with the down airs there. The neutralites not making contact. Knees again in control, seemingly pace-wise in this match, even though it is very even. Chetaro, however, has something else to say. Comes with these gauntlets. He's a side sig and Knees over the edge of the map. We get a ground pound from Chetaro. We do almost recovery too. That would have for sure knocked out Knees. He's deep in the red there. Chetaro with the gravity cancel downlight into recovery. What a play in his second stock to not only even up the damage, but to sail away with the match. Now, if you can stay armed here and keep the oppressive damage on the Knees and not take too much damage, he could take this match and even up this set.
Yeah, that was, to say the least, that was destruction. Chetaro is looking very strong right now. I'm just looking at him, 2 unarmed sidelights in a row. Perfect avoidance with that gravity cancel to the D-Light to get even more damage. And go ahead and perfect execution. Chetaro with the 3. Steph Curry with the shot.
You know what we can't see? You see that gleam in this victory pose of that third eye? We can't see the infrared laser beam that was directly on Knees' forehead as he chucked them gauntlets over the edge of the stage, man. What a snipe that was. I'm watching the replays back, and that was just clean.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to watch that, too. I mean, let me go ahead.
That was slick. Set tied. 1-1. Man, I dig it. That's the way it should be. Oh my goodness.
So it's like that now. Like that now.
Wait, what stance does he have? He's got speed stance. All right, so it's not 10, it's not 9, it's 8 force on this Zol coming from Knees here. He had to do it to him, man. He had to pick the Zol, didn't he?
Oh, I don't know if I'm ready. If I really don't know if this is gonna be something good.
It will be. I mean, just looking at the map though, we got that punk, like steampunk, like futuristic neon kind. Not steampunk. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that futuristic mechanical vibe here on this ramen billboard. And Chetaro's skin is robotic. I mean, he kind of gets the stage advantage here because I mean we got an orc in a bear skin. You know, he doesn't get any invisible stage buffs here. What's he gonna do? We will see what Knees can do with his cannon and his axe here. He has been playing pretty consistently with Mordax, so this is a huge swap up. See if he's learned anything from the Ninja or Blaze or, who was it, Pavelski? No, Pavelski played Ragnar. Who was our third Sidra?
Can't remember off the top of my head.
Sidra number 3.
Let's run with that.
He's going for these downlights here, going for these dash jump dares, not quite making contact. Chetaro swapping his weapons, trying to at least, but Knees not letting him do that. We have this axe here. This is really what we need to look out for. Actually, we don't, because Chetaro's going to send him off the side of the map in a heartbeat.
Tell me that doesn't look dope as heck, though. He just throws him down immediately into the end sig after that neutral air. And it's just like, it looks so seamless, flow together, a nice and crispy. Knees trying to see. I want to see when Knees going to get a few pop-off moments here. You know what I mean? Chetaro has his moments, but the stocks are still even, you know, despite the fact that it may not be as flashy thus far from Knees. There we go. Let's little start or something. He's taking a more calm, relaxed approach. Every single one of these neutral areas, by the way, with all that force, that's a lot of damage he's racking up there for himself.
That it is. He could run away with this at any point as he tries to run through with that side sig on cannon. It's cool to see, man, because like at any point he can hit like down light, down air, like neutral light, and then chase off stage with a side air and just completely run away with Chetaro's stock, you know? And I'm waiting for it. He gets that recovery to knock Chetaro away after he dodges the helicopter blades. He's cycling this weapon, picks himself up that cannon. It seems like he doesn't want anything to do with his axe for the most part, dude.
Yeah, he's putting that to sleep. He wants his cannon and cannon only. We haven't even seen really much of anything come out, I think, in terms of signatures from these. He's really been kind of sticking with the base cannon kit, and it's been working out tremendously for him. Chetaro, looks like the small stage is doing him no favors. Look, these bring up the down sig.
He almost popped it off, but Chetaro was too quick to punish there. But that's that string I was telling you about, man. The down light into the down air into the neutral light. He tried to finish it up with a sig though, which is a little bit ballsy. I'm not gonna lie, but it's enough to get a lot of damage on a Chetaro. And the over the stage play was almost enough to knock out Chetaro, but then Knees with the recovery, man. His ult is nasty.
You good?
Where is that coming from?
You just revved up, man.
I love seeing an unexpected character pick just take it away. That's so sweet. And the way that Zol or Knees just absolutely dominated with Zol, that was prime, man. That's a replay I'm gonna rewatch later. Let me go to my replay folder right now and make a mark. Knees destroys robot monk. Gosh, that was sick.
That means we got one more, right? For winner's side. We got one more for winner's side. That means we're going to have Machette, Blaze, and now Knees.
Mm-hmm.
And the final member will be the winner of Simple and Pavelski. Now, Pavelski, we've seen some stuff from already. We've seen a little bit of Simple versus 2D earlier. And Simple had a very comfortable time with 2D. So we're going to see if Pavelski's able to kind of give him a little bit more of a challenge. Simple, you know, he is rocking, I believe that's the Wu Shang. Let me see, make sure I got that right.
Yep.
Yeah, you got the Wu Shang, that skin throwing me for a loop there. But Pavelski, you know, still with that Ragnar. Let's see what he's able to pull out here as we start off this game one on a small mammoth. And we're going to see spacing around the middle. Pavelski, wow, perfectly timed a spot dodge through that weapon toss, but it doesn't even matter. Simple still looking perfectly fine unarmed. And that's one of the things I like to see about players as well, is when their unarmed play is, you know, arguably as good as their weapon play, if not better sometimes.
I mean, good unarmed play stitches together the pace of a match better. It's hard for me to formulate this thought because it's kind of a complex thought. If you're really only aggressive with your weapons, there's a huge kind of flat space when you're playing unarmed. Simple 100% eliminates that by playing his unarmed so well. The intensity doesn't change between his unarmed gameplay and his weapon gameplay, which is so refreshing to watch, but also so crazy hard to play against, because you feel like you have an advantage normally when your opponent's unarmed. If Simple's unarmed, man, you gotta be just as afraid, if not more afraid. We see it there, the downlight into a recovery, knocking out his opponent. He's only taken like 70 damage. He's playing this extremely well, Flambeau, and you were saying earlier he played comfortably against 2D. It seems like Pavelski might give him another comfortable set if he continues to play this way.
Yeah, that's what I'm a bit worried about for Pavelski. He's starting to get a few more hits in, but still not getting that KO, and that's really what matters here. Simple's fine getting hit as long as he's not dying, but as I say that, Pavelski finally finding that recovery to KO Simple off the top. But Simple really just, you know, thus far, we have a lot more Brawlhalla to be played, especially in this set that, you know, just started. But it really feels like he's just kind of coasting his way through the competition that he's had to go up against. You can see him dashing in, running with the sidelight, and the way he gravity cancels his attacks, he puts some of these awkward places where they'll catch you if you're jumping at him, but they're hard to punish if you're grounded. And that's how he's able to kind of throw out these hitboxes without being challenged too much.
And we see Simple now with the spear, trying to get these side six, whiffing 2 in a row. But Pavelski didn't punish. And Simple, again, with the unarmed, is just throwing out this damage, throwing out these D-lights, hitting him. Gravity canceled D-light on the gauntlets into recovery. Absolutely flawless. I mean, the Simple's pacing has to be one of the most consistent out of any player we've seen so far. And Pavelski is struggling to get damage on. He got a stock so far, but he hasn't really touched Simple's second whatsoever. This axe and Qatar pick from Pavelski with this Ragnar might not stay, I think, in the second game of the set. I think he might juggle some characters. But with that being said, this match could turn around. Pavelski could run away with it, Flam, but we never know.
I mean, yeah, definitely. There's always the possibility, but I mean, just by the sheer motion of this match, the sheer feeling of the momentum, I don't see it happening to me unarmed. Oh, wait, that's a start. That's a start. That's a start.
We were talking about those intangible, those hard to see turning points of a match. That one was easy to see. That could very well be a very important turning point in this match. Pavelski with the gravity cancel neutral, man. That hot fire spike is something to see. And the guitar damage coming out on the Simple right now. Pavelski is not holding back as he knows that winning the first set or first game of the match is important. But Pavelski goes down to a Simple dare from Simple.
Yeah, man, and that's another thing that I feel like is kind of a killer, is when you end up you're making the comeback, right? Pavelski was making the comeback. He was getting the hits in. You could feel that he was building that momentum. He was getting hit after hit after hit, conversion after conversion, responding to dodges, so on and so forth. But that's the thing, right? When you're Simple, and at that point you've done all the hard work where you just have to hit your opponent one more time to win the game, it really puts all this pressure on Pavelski to play perfectly. And right there, he did not. You know, he got a lot of hits in. He was doing well. He, was mounting something, but it was a little too late. And look at that. We have a legend swap to the Lucian, and maybe he was starting to feel his guitars. Yeah, it was the guitars for sure. Probably maybe wants a little bit of those blasters as well now, because he didn't really get super much going from that axe. He got a hit there and there, a few good moments, but it looks like the guitar strings at the end probably gave him the idea, you know what, my guitars are looking a little bit more online today. I'm going to go ahead and run with that.
Right, and on top of that, I mean, Simple's movement around Pavelski's axe was flawless. It seems like Simple has done nothing but go through an axe gauntlet, so to speak, because his spacing and his dodges around the axe were absolutely terrific. And we saw it in the first stock especially, because Simple was able to dodge 2 axe sidelights in a row and then unarmed recovery Pavelski into oblivion. It was nutty. But as we go into this match, Simple, tried and true gauntlets are going to keep on dealing damage for him. Pavelski's going to have those guns, but throw them away in favor of those guitars. He does have similar defense here with Lucian, but definitely way more speed on this character, which I think he wants, because Simple's movement needs to be matched somehow. Down sig from Pavelski won't be enough to knock out. He's going to pick up his guns here. Down light gets punished by Simple by a down air. Simple going for that side sig, which I think he uses for spacing more so than anything. But a side sig of Pavelski's, again, almost enough. Tries to go for a ground pound. Who do we see that from earlier? A lot. Was it Machette?
It might have been Machette. It might have been a Viper even. Well, there we go. The neutral sig coming out from Pavelski, securing the first stock. So the Lucian swap looking like it's paying off thus far. Simple, we said was kind of coasting before, but clearly is not coasting now. And the blasters from Pavelski seem to be good enough to get the job done thus far, at least. And that's the thing, right? Against someone like Simple, who's rocking that Wushang, with that kind of spear and the gauntlets. With those guns, you have the option of just kind of zoning him out a little bit, kind of preemptively guessing where he's going to go. You're going to jump up, do those down airs, and try to read a jump, or you're going to throw out either the D light or the neutral light if you think he's going to approach from the ground. So Pavelski doing a good job just boxing Simple out. Simple has been yet to find anything really substantial. Beautiful from Pavelski. Doses, kid.
The downlight, down air, side air was nasty, man. And it just wasn't expected, because that entire stock, he was just dealing damage with his blasters, man. All these jump, dash jump, X pivot nairs and dares coming out and D-lights, man. Simple's able to get a stock off him here with that recovery. But like we said last game, it could be too little, too late. That was gross, dude.
I know, right? It was like, you kind of felt a guttural reaction. Like, did I just throw up in my mouth a little bit? That was, but
in the best way possible, though.
Yeah, for sure.
It was like, oh, I get to try that thing again twice. Delicious. That's so nasty. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I don't know about that one, bro. You're cooked for that. But here we go. Moving on.
Pavelski back with the guitars, looking mean, dude.
They're biding a little bit more time, right? You can feel like the pace of the match I don't want to say has slowed down to a halt or anything, but it's definitely slowed down a bit. They're taking a little bit more time. Pavelski just making sure that at this point he doesn't need to overcommit. It's all up to Simple to make this comeback here, so he can be a little bit more patient. He can wait to see what Simple's going to do, kind of bait him out a little bit, and slowly mount the comeback to kind of, oh wow, wow, he really just did that. All right, later. We out. Guaranteed combos, by the way.
Yeah, that was exactly what we needed to see from Pavelski, man. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I did call the legend swap. It just needed to happen. That axe was doing nothing for him. And if your kit is hampered, you know, and you can only really use one of your weapons effectively, you shouldn't play that character. So the switch over to Lucian, man, he played his gun so freaking well. So
yeah,
good.
Those guns, those blasters. That's definitely what has my attention. You can see the way that Pavelski just kind of maneuvers around the stage. I'm looking at him dash, gonna go ahead and grab alley-oop to himself. You know, didn't really do anything, to be honest, but it just kind of shows you that he's feeling himself. And look at that, right? Immediate dash jump down there after the down light. A lot of people would just kind of go for the Sayer, like we see him go for right there, or maybe they'll go for the side light, especially at low percents. But Pavelski tries to get as much bang for his buck.
Excuse me. Simple has all this damage on it. It looks like he was fishing for that one Sayer that would have been a guaranteed knockout. But Pavelski with the same thing they got in the first stock of the last match, almost gets a kill, but he goes down. He burned all of his options, and I think he was looking for a gravity cancel down sig to bring him back to the stage in an aggressive manner, which definitely would have knocked out Simple and saved him, but it was just not there for him. He didn't have his dodge quite back yet, and he was relegated to the to the nether regions, you know, way down south as he ground pounded to his own doom there.
Yeah, definitely almost did the hottest string of all time, but you know, it's fine. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. The Ensig are going to close out that stock for Pavelski. He's actually going to stick with the guitars, which is a little bit surprising for me, just considering how strong his blasters have been. Looks like it's going to be the guitar versus spear matchup. I'm going to see if Pavelski wants to play this. Looks like he's doing all right thus far. Oh my god, carries him to the top. Granted, not a lot of damage racked up on the Simple, so it didn't KO, but Pavelski trying to make it back here and needs to dodge Simple's aggression. Simple just kind of retreating the stage, actually. I'm a little bit surprised because I feel like Pavelski was in a pretty precarious scenario there, but Simple just kind of wants to play it safe and stay on the stage.
I think Simple knew that Pavelski was using like the meta of movement economy, using those dares to make sure he closed the gap between him and the wall as quickly as possible. He still had his dodge. He still had a couple jumps. I don't think Simple wanted to aggress, especially in game 3 of a set, risking going to the losers. And I think it was a good pick because he was able to get the knockout very shortly after onto Pavelski, and he's already racked up damage with the spear, which he's playing way more patiently than he did in the opening matches. Because I mean, we talked earlier about how aggressive and how much momentum he had behind him. Now it's slowing down. And he's picking his approach a little bit more carefully.
Yeah, he's trying to get this KO. You see some sides coming out from Simple. Another one. He really just kind of kept throwing it out. It's fast, you know, it comes out really quick. We were talking about Wushang's SIGs earlier, that side SIG, another one of those SIGs that comes out pretty fast. And
doesn't have a lot of end lag either.
He's close, man. At this point, you know, wow. There we go. From center, all the way at the base, too. That recovery was able to KO Simple, taking out Pavelski 2-1. But shout outs to Pavelski, man, especially for some of the strings he was able to get there. You know, that one we just saw. Well, no, it should be around here, maybe. Is this the one I'm looking for?
Didn't that happen in game 2?
Was that game 2 where he did the off the Heezy twice? He didn't finish. No, the one that ended, like, finished was game 2. The one that was, like, almost the hypest thing I ever saw was game 3.
I guess they didn't highlight because it wasn't a KO.
Yeah, it was rough. But it was dope. It was dope. And with
we'll see on the subreddit.
Be taking a visit to the Shadow Realm a little bit, right? Because
that's
it for the winner side.
Lower side?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have top 8 winners locked, but now we have people fighting tooth and nail to get into the lower half of that, the other 4 spots available, and these are the battles of true attrition. I mean, these guys play more sets, they play sweatier sets, because if they get knocked out, Flambeau, they're gone. They're done for the tournament.
They're going home. And that's the thing, man. Like, it reminds me of I wish I could remember which it's either like a Greek myth or something. It's about the dude who has to like escort his wife out of the staircase of Hades and not look back. That's
Wasn't
not
it?
Hercules. No, what?
What?
No.
Hercules?
You can't look. That's not Herc. Are you kidding?
I'm thinking of the Disney movie where he like dives into
Oh, God.
the whirlpool and takes
Is it
Meg out.
Sisyphus? Is Sisyphus the guy with the rock? I can't remember, but it's like that where you kind of have to do this never-ending grind, and one mistake will make you lose your goal. Is basically what I'm getting at here. And sometimes for some of these players, it can feel like they end up in the losers bracket more often than they'd like to. I mean, most people, in a bracket go to the loser bracket aside from one dude generally,
Right.
but some
Fact.
people end up there a little bit earlier than others and kind of get upset with how comfortable they feel being in that area.
Well, I mean,
so
there was
we'll see.
a tournament recently, and I'm kicking myself mentally now. Someone had the longest losers run in Brawlhalla history recently, and they played 14 sets
Oh, God.
to come back to grand finals, reset the bracket, and then
Blue.
win. Was it blue? You
I-
might be right. Sounds right.
I think it's blue. I mean, I'm throwing it out there, but no,
I think
I'm just
it's-
gonna
I think
put
it's on-
I think, just so I don't say it as fact, but
Let me
I know
check
blue
Daiku's
had
Twitter,
like
'cause I know you
one of the
tweeted about it.
craziest losers runs of all time.
Why is Daiku's Twitter name right now Detective Pikachu? Oh my gosh. This guy.
Are you really asking why, or did you just want to say it? Because I feel like we both kind of know why, right?
This
Like,
is a different Daiku. This is some artist.
Oh.
Never mind. This is the
Oh.
Brawlhalla player.
oh, never mind that. Take it back. We take it back. We take it back.
Oh man. I think you're right. I think it was blue, and it was like the most insane run in Brawlhalla history. And huge shout outs to him. Trying to find it here. Here it is. It was more. It was the blue in Springs lost a gold BH in top 128, and he played 17 sets and reset grand finals to win a tournament,
And won.
which is
Yeah.
crazy.
That's wild.
So never count anybody out at any point in losers.
That's
is
not
the
even
moral
that,
of the
man. It's
story.
not only the fact that he won 3 losers, but like the names he had to beat to win that tournament. Like, he just kind of bodied
It was-
every top player.
FTP, Boo, Akno, Perhiz, Sundere, Ishit, DMV, Inke, Daiku actually posted this tweet. Machette, Adimestic Knees, Simple, Blaze the Ninja, and Akno twice again, which is just insane, man.
Back to back to back to back to back. And never burned out. Or at least if he
Which-
did burn out, his burned out version was good enough. It's crazy.
That
But we do
works.
have the losers contenders in here.
And we're getting a treat. We get to see Viper and Zero play again, but this time the odds are a little bit heftier, a little higher. As we said, if they lose, they're gone.
Here we go.
But we're going into another tribe platform map. I don't think we've seen
I was gonna say,
this
I
map
don't think
yet
we've seen
today.
it at all.
But again, as we said earlier, it's a little bit more of an awkward tribe platform map because it does have that insanely wide top platform that overhangs the others a little bit. Just is a little bit bizarre. But
How are they not hitting each other?
I was about to say,
I am flabbergasted.
because they're both that good, maybe.
And they're both off the side. They're both kind of like hugging the wall, but the hitboxes aren't connecting. They're just this close to landing it, but not close enough. But you were talking about the stage a little bit, and something about it that I think that a lot of the players who opt to not go to the stage don't like is that top platform we're talking about, because it can kind of feel like a second base platform in a lot of ways. And if you're waiting to get back to the actual base platform, you can kind of stall on it a little bit, dash back and forth until you find an opening.
Yeah, it's very safe, just like the island on Twilight. You can if you're trying to reset the pace of the game or you're trying to stall, you can sit up there, and it's very, very hard to punish someone for it, just because there is so much room between the true base platform and the top platform. It's not a map I picked, that's for sure. Play both, that's 100% for sure.
I like it personally, it jives with me, but that's the thing, right? Personal preference comes into play here, and that's why we have as many stages as we do. Viper, ooh, the Nair back to stage. He's going to play this off-stage game. Looks like he gets hit by the recovery, but they still both decide to go off-stage anyway. That unarmed recovery, just barely beating out that ground pound from 0-0, looking to get something here, and I think I saw a little bit of a platform dash cancel as well. Yeah, I love it. That's important. That's another great thing about a stage like this, Miami Dome, as well. You can use those platform dash cancels to really vary up your movement, and that can really trick some people up.
That it can, and it's not a mechanic you see that often. Again, just because we don't always see players play on maps with soft platforms, but even further than that, it is a very tight input. It's nice recovery from Zero to see that stock. I want to say it's like you've got like 5 frames to input your dash to cancel your jump into a dash. It's tight for sure. Zero with the sword here, Viper unarmed. Zero picking up those gauntlets, starving Viper, getting some decent damage, a good gauntlet string, tries to continue with the nair, but doesn't quite hit it. Viper able to arm himself with that axe. He needs to reply to damage. You know, you can't leave that damage on read receipt. That's not going to work out.
This is true. They will get very upset with you, especially if they're like me. I got a hit list of people who leave me on scene, but Viper
hit list of people, man. Come on.
Oh, I mean, come on, man. I'm petty.
I know what you mean. That's funny. It's funny. Viper trying to hit that hot breath, that Spitfire move, not quite hitting it. Zero trying to punish the ground pound, but Viper dodges through and hits a side air of his own, and the ground pound unarmed. How many feet have met how many foreheads today, Flambeau?
Oh, there should probably be a global statistic about how many a day. You know, it's definitely just it's too many to count. That's for sure. Viper just chilling on the edge here, trying to bide his time. Zero trying to get the punish, but he backdashes and he's unable to get the hitbox to land. But he's still looking to close out this second stock from Viper. Viper has gotten back to the stage in the same way twice now from the side. He's just double jumped up and gone for that tear. I wouldn't be surprised if we went for it again. This time Zero preemptively throwing out that neutral air, or rather neutral light, sorry, to go ahead and stuff him out before he tries to do some sort of jump attack option from the side again. But still, no KO.
And both these players, I think, have pretty high defense, so they're gonna survive. They're gonna outlast other characters that we see with lower defenses. But it's very common. I don't think we've seen a single 3 defense character day. I mean, everybody wants that endurance, you know, that stamina for the tanking, you know.
Yeah, it definitely seems as if we haven't quite transitioned to kind of the summer wear and tank tops yet. They kind of want those extra layers still, but the def, you know, making great use of the extra defense for sure. We've seen people survive, like, who was it earlier that survived a D-Light recovery like 3 or 4 times in a row because they were playing Ulgrim? There's probably no, I don't remember.
It was against a Hattori, I know for sure, but I do forget as well. It is weird to see, you know, someone getting sent high to the kill box but not quite killed. Man, I can't wait for tank top weather, man. That's gonna be sick.
Oh,
neutral sig. Was it enough? Dodges the weapon throw. Back on the stage. Chase touch on the wall. Zero is not counted out yet.
See, that's a moment where I thought Viper was going to kind of go for that neutral spot dodge to kind of use the invulnerability to go through any sort of aggressive option that Zero would have done, and then go for the grab cancel to D-Light afterwards to confirm the ground pound. But he didn't end up going for that. Wow, I can't believe that recovery did not KO. Viper is hunting him down. He just wants his final hit, man. There he goes again. The flamethrower. Still can't find it. Zero, he wants to gimp him. He's waiting on the side of the stage. Gonna run to the other side now, has a sword. Definitely probably not gonna be finding a gimp with that, but we're off the stage, so maybe looking for the down air. Zero, you're playing with fire. No conversion from Viper, giving Zero another chance. He's throwing the weapon now off the Heezy. Still though, not dead. How is he alive? Viper is just throwing out all these hitboxes. None of them are connecting. None of the ones he needs to kill are hitting. Zero has him slowly closer and closer to the damage that he needs to get the KO.
He is playing so very carefully and not engaging much at all. He really is looking for the perfect opportunity to engage, but Viper, taking advantage of his movements, gets that gravity cancel D-Light recovery. That was the closest to knocked out we've seen someone this far in the tournament that survived for so long. I think he spent like a minute alive and basically the thickest barbecue sauce we've ever seen.
Oh yeah, man. That was Sweet Baby Ray's, you know, put something on it, man. I don't know. He had he was
definitely made with Dr. Pepper.
A1,
Coke,
A1,
you know?
there we go. A1.
going back into another match, we actually have Viper switching up to Bodvar. Even though he won the match, he feels like a character swap is necessary, and it might be just to cover options that he wasn't able to cover in the last match. He's just like, you know, playing with frame data in his head. Like, if I had a hammer and a sword in this situation, I would have been able to capitalize on Zero's missed movements or bad movements a little bit better. Or maybe he just wanted a little bit of a safer wall hugging tool. I don't know. He seems like he's baiting out a hammer recovery or something out of Zero here.
Yeah, I mean, just swing. And we're gonna play this game a little bit. Yeah, Zero has kind of played a little bit of this, and Viper's not having it. He said, "Man, are you really just gonna sit on the side and kind of wait for me to overcommit and try to get me? You know what? I'm just gonna do this ground pound because you've been sitting relatively in the same spot for a while now, so I'm just gonna assume this is gonna hit. It pays off for Viper. Zero though, you see that? He did that gravity cancel D-light just a little bit above the ground, and that stomp didn't hit him because of it. That was wild.
Man, it's the things that you never see in ranked that the pros do so consistently that blow your mind. It's clean, man. But Zero definitely playing comfortable with the right hand wall of small man with Fortress here. I don't know if they were pen pals that are meeting for the first time or what, but it seems like he's really enjoying the company of that wall. Finally getting a shuriken down sig on those callets to knock out Viper off the top. And it's even, but Zero's definitely taking a lot more damage than Viper. Trying to start Viper of a weapon, Viper being able to hit him with a neutral light, and then picking up a hammer. And man, I think Viper's gonna ground pound. Do it, Viper, please.
Zero. He didn't get the conversion, man. He got the D-light, no jump, ground pound. He was on the start of a disastrous string. But Viper now pushing forward here with the sword in hand. The Seraph gonna add a little bit more damage. That side sig was this close to cutting off his neck.
It ended up sending Zero far enough off to the side to knock him out. It wasn't a cutthroat move, but it was definitely something that that sent him to his early grave there. Viper with his hammer absolutely doing crazy damage onto Zero very early in this last stock. Guarding this weapon here, Zero finally picks up this sword, but Viper, I mean, some people play the hammer as the very clunky weapon it is, throwing out side airs, ground pounds, recoveries, whatever, but very, very isolated, you know, very one-hit oriented attack styles. But some players are able to string together moves so well, and they're not combos, they're not real strings, but the way you can chase someone down and just continue throwing out huge hitboxes is insane. And Viper doing an amazing job of knocking out Zero there and taking this set. Very, very well played from him. Yikes.
There we go, man. That's one. That is one.
Right, and so long, Zero, well played. That was your last round of the day. Congratulations to Viper for continuing in this bracket today. Ooh, we can see the
Zero, on the
Ninja
other
play
hand,
again.
gonna have to go home, study up on the VODs, see where he can improve. Definitely got that replay. See, like, man, where was he getting me? Where was I getting hit? What was the overarching theme that really cost me the win there? But you know, that's just how it is for all competitors, man. You got to go out at some point, except for the one dude who wins, and that's what we're going to find out tomorrow. But first, we have to get all the qualifiers for people to get there. You know, of course, we said Viper's moving on, but now we're going to have the Ninja and Agzo coming up. And this is the thing, we haven't seen Agzo on stream yet today because Agzo got knocked in the losers up. I don't want to say like super early. I think he ended up losing to M for Mini. Let me double check that.
He's top 32 losers. I mean, that's still pretty far into a tournament.
Yeah.
But he did start top 32 in losers. But he's soared through so far, not dropping a set. As far as I can see, taking down 2D, Mosby, and Ishit again without dropping a set. So he's got some momentum behind him. Let's see if he can counter the momentum that Ninja normally brings with his cannon here, though.
Yeah, that's what I want to see as well, man. I mean, just looking at how this could pan out, we've seen what the Ninja's cannon can really do. It can feel oppressive. It can get those strings really going once it gets it going. But that's kind of the thing. It always seems like it's a once it gets it going kind of deal. It's not straight out the gate sometimes. And that's where Agzo's already capitalizing here. There's not even a weapon on the Ninja. He's waiting. Where's that spawn? There it is. But Agzo's not going to let him get that weapon. Look at that. Immediately switches to the hammer. It's going to starve him as much as possible. But even without a weapon, look how much damage the Ninja's been able to get on to Agzo. It's commendable considering how he's been starved for most of the match thus far.
Yeah, we just saw great hammer gameplay from Viper, but Axo as a hammer main, tried and true, even on top of Viper. So we're gonna see great things as we see an early knockout onto the Ninja there. And it was, who was it earlier? Simple, who was playing great with the unarmed kit. If the Ninja can do as well as Simple did with his unarmed kit, because it does seem like he's tossing his weapons away a lot here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and honestly, the Ninja lost his stock for doing a recovery with the cannon just a little bit above the lip of the stage, and that made it really easy for Axo to just kind of go for the unarmed delight into ground pound. You know, had he done it maybe a little bit lower, he might have been able to kind of avoid that scenario, but who knows, Axo could have probably just jumped in ground pound and killed him anyway. But just look at this, man. I mean, that can be KO? No, Shipwreck falls, Killbox is coming in a clutch for Axo here. Saves his dodge as well, yeah, smart.
Yeah, it was smart of Axo to use his recovery as the second option. He dodged as he was close to the kill box, and then used his recovery, and then only had his jumps and his dodge left, which are very hard to punish. Where recovery has end frames, lag frames at the end. So it was very smart of him to save his optimal options for the end there, and it saved his first stock 100%. Ninja here is struggling to find a knockout move against Axo, is easily starving the map as Axo's playing very, very carefully, trying to maximize this first stock, and he's done so well with it already, putting the Ninja into deep red on his second.
Oh, and he's able to dodge right through, get back to stage, and actually the Ninja throws away his weapon, and Axo manages to scoop up one for himself. So now he's armed, and there's a falling neutral layer, manages to hit grounded there, looks like, and a stomp Sayer, the coach pitch coming out once again full effect. That is a tried and true, the classic, if you will. And now, you know, Axo probably not going to get the 3 stock here. Yeah, definitely not. But he's slapped him so harshly, already has the Ninja on his final stock, that at this point he just needs to kind of relax, get a few hits in, and if it ends up going to his last stock, fine. If not, you know, he's pretty much set himself up in the best way possible.
Right, he's got hundreds of damage that he can tank before really being in a rough spot. And Axo has his opponent over edge. Ground pound. He did get stuffed by the stage, but the stomp Sayer is enough to put the Ninja in another precarious situation. Axo being able to get back to the map, dodging underneath that neutral sig that Ninja was trying to toss out there. Both of these players throwing out sigs. Axo's side sig sends the Ninja close to the kill zone. Axo's trying to chase down that Sayer there, not happening. Gravity cancel D-Light into a down air from the Ninja. Ninja's trying to get all this cannon damage. And it's working out for him. He has tanked a lot of hits, but he's definitely got Axo in a knockout percentage here. That down sig was almost enough to do it. Neutral air might have another one of those gravity cancel down sigs that we see him use so often, but it's not enough. Axo with the tear to stuff the Ninja, knocks him out, and I would say that was a deciding victory from Axo. And unless the Ninja makes some serious adjustments, it seems like that the second match might go the very same way.
Yeah, that was kind of rough around the edges for the Ninja there, and part of me feels as if Shipwreck probably had a little bit to do with it. I feel like he might have been able to get some KOs a little bit earlier on if the kill boxes weren't so big. So I'd like to see how he does on a smaller stage. And just look at the stages we have left already, right? Looks like we're in the Miami Dome. So I wanted a small stage, and that's exactly what we got. And we also got a legend swap as well. We have the Wushang coming out now. We've seen quite a bit of Wushang today, right? We've had kind of a pattern.
We've had the third eye blind Wushang. We've had the Dejin Wushang. We've had very many variations of Wushang. I think this is the first default Wushang we've seen all day. He's got them gold forged gauntlets. The Ninja definitely had some tricks up his sleeve, going from cannon to sword to gauntlets and spear. Good little gauntlet combo there, hitting Axo around around that right soft platform. But it doesn't seem like the Ninja really has a plan of what to do after the first 2 or 3 hits of a combo. Seems like it's like, I haven't been here before. What do I do now?
Yeah, or at the very least, maybe he's just
what a pickpocket! You see that weapon pickup from Axo?
Yeah, that was kind of nutty, to say the least.
From around the corner, right out of the Ninja's grasp. That was clean. Oh, the Ninja going for the down sig on GC, but Axo wasn't able to punish it. Axo deep over the edge of the stage now. The Ninja rearming with a spear in the side sig to punish the startup frames with Axo's side sig. First stock taken, and the Ninja is changing things up. Interrupts the neutral light, too, with that weapon throw. Axo didn't expect that to come down and block his last hit there. Very well played.
What I like from Axo's there is he gets hit by the gauntlet sidelight, right? And he doesn't immediately dodge every time. Sometimes he's like, all right, maybe I'm gonna get hit by a recovery or a neutral air, but then I'll save my dodge for the follow-up after that. He really mixes up when he's gonna dodge and where he's gonna dodge, making it hard for the ninja to know when exactly kind of go for a read or be patient and look for the follow-up instead of going for something immediate. And Agzo's been able to kind of extend his longevity because of that, but still the ninja looking pretty good so far. We're gonna see if Agzo's able to kind of bring it back here on these second stocks for both of the players, but you know, the ninja, you know, did pretty good that first time around.
Yeah, down light into the ground pound there. Looked like it almost was enough to kill Agzo, but it wasn't quite. Another ground pound whiffed, and we're back on stage. Agzo with this hammer, 2 Sairs in a row, a weapon throw. The ninja could be dead here. A third Sair! Yo, Agzo, relax, bro. I know you stole that anchor from Sidra and put on a stick to use as a hammer, but chill, all right? You don't gotta grind it in. No more salt on the wound, bro. Come on.
That'd actually be a pretty sick axe now you say it. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done it, man. BMG is really good about like diversifying and like making like weapons that match another character that don't even use the weapon, you know? Agzo trying to dance around, not wanting to get hit on his second stock, which is very close from being taken from him. Spear, tip or hitbox on that throw hit Agzo, but he's not quite dead yet. Ooh, the Nutrisig picked him up by the horn of his helmet. Tossed to the left side of Miami Dome. No more ramen for you, Agzo. You have to get some sushi instead.
Yeah, and he's getting close here, man. You know, was able to bring it back to a last stock scenario, because we have to remember the ninja was ahead a little while ago. Agzo's second stock really put in the overtime and has been able to bring this back. And Jesus, the juggles from the hammer and neutral air can feel so oppressive at times. The ninja hasn't had a chance to get to this stage. Agzo!
I didn't have my stopwatch out. How quick was that stock 3 from the ninja?
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Too quick?
It was no more than 20 seconds. Agzo's hammer aggression was off the charts. The coach pitch to end off, just insane damage from 1-2 hits. Something that I condemned earlier. It's like people play axe or hammer rather and don't string together the moves as much as they should. But Agzo is just, I'm gonna hit you, reset, hit you again, reset, hit you again, and you know what, dude? Just a little coach pitch, send you off the side of the stage. Ooh. That sushi powered him up for sure.
Oh, the sushi is slicey. Probably had some macro sashimi on the side just to make sure he got the the rice as well as the kind of the raw slices.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So Agzo will move on and has secured his place in top 8 on the lower side. But we still got to see 2 more matches. Pavelski and Addy Mestic are going to duke it out, trying to get into the top 8. And someone else we haven't seen all tournament long, Flamethrower, who's standing right here, right now, with a Diana, ready to fight against Chetaro's Hattori.
Yeah, and it looks like, we're just taking a look here, looks like a Flamethrower beat Goosey to get here. All right, so definitely had a little bit of work.
Yeah, Goosey's a good player. He knocked me out of BCX in 2017. He's a good player. But I don't think we've seen a boat today yet, have we? Have we seen an Azoth?
We did see an Azoth. Yeah, we did.
Okay. I've really been digging bow recently, man. And I'm excited to see some top level bow play just so I can kind of, take away some things and integrate them into my own play. And Flamethrower is a lot.
Oh my god, really?
That's 5 recoveries almost in a row.
5. 5 recoveries.
Oh man, that was a lot of damage just from recoveries, man. Chetaro's going to be a little bit upset at that, but a block of cheese versus a Flamethrower, it's going to be rough. You know what I mean?
Well,
Chetaro, I know you're not a cheese damn kid, bro.
that bow recovery, like it's like a magnet. When people are trying to come down, you're able to kind of like dash, jump, and recover kind of in the general area. It'll kind of just like sling to them and then just shoot them out. So that's what we saw from Flamethrower 5 times in a row.
That was nasty. Can he get the weapon throw? He gets one weapon throw. Chetaro head bonks. He has enough options to get back to the stage. He gets on the very edge of that soft platform. Thank goodness. The Blue Mammoth platform mover had on the right side for him. Chetero admittedly has done a very, very good amount of damage against Flamethrower, regardless about that 5 recovery feast he had very early on.
Yeah, Flamethrower's looking for that final hit, and he has so much damage racked up at this point that probably if he manages to get like a dash D-Light into neutral light, that'll probably KO. And you see he goes for it right there, couldn't quite find it. The down air off the stage is not going to be enough to get the KO, but Flamethrower's just like, come on, man, can you just like, can you please? But Chetero's not giving it to him, so you gotta earn it. You gotta earn it.
Man, I'm ready to get some ribs if there's going to be this much barbecue sauce in this match. Almost both players in the deepest red possible. Flamethrower getting a dare onto Chetero, but it's still not enough. Ground pound from Chetero sends Flamethrower to the far right side of the stage. The weapon throw! The smoke and mirrors! Chetero playing a dirty, dirty game there.
The misdirection. Where did he go? What's he doing? Why is he running away? Oh no! I've fallen right into his trap. That's Flamethrower right now. Flamethrower, we saw how we started this match, man. 5 recoveries, some hits, some strings with the bow as well, but still, my man has not found the KO. Oh, so you can mash the recovery button, but you can't kill your opponent? Is that what this is now?
Has he used another bow recovery since? Because it would have knocked out for sure.
Oh yeah, I know, right? You can go for even a D-Light into jump recovery is a true combo with the bow as well, so he just needs to get that hit. You just can't touch him.
Yeah, Chetero's definitely utilizing his speed and spacing out Flamethrower extremely well. Because again, Flamethrower until this very moment with that nair hasn't been able to land a move that had enough force to knock him out. But I mean, dude, earlier we saw a down air onto stage send Chetero almost to the kill box. That's absolutely insane, you know. But that being said, we've basically reset the match to even. Chetero has a little bit more of a damage lead. But Flamethrower, I mean, at any point could just bust out 3, 4, 5, maybe even 10 recoveries and run away with a damage lead. Whether or not he gets the knockout is something else to be discussed.
Oh, the aggressive chase dodge from Chetero, trying to close it out right there, and beautiful, just dashes off with the D-Light into the guaranteed conversion into the down air and just sends Flamethrower to the blast zone. And if I'm Flamethrower, I'm kind of pissed off. It's like he was definitely starting off this match kind of nice, and now all of a sudden I can't touch him. He took both of my jumps there. Forget about it. Forget about it.
It's violent. It's bloody. It's everywhere. Chetero. I don't know what in my house thinks there's a murder going on. Chetero gives Flamethrower with some aggression, man. That was nasty. I mean that was the clapback for the recoveries, 100%, without a doubt. I'm watching this back in the highlight right now.
Just like
ground pound dare, ground pound. Like it's 2016 sword all over again. That was dirty.
2, 1, brawl.
Let's see if Flamethrower is able to clap back from the clap back.
That was all because Flamethrower fell into a habit that happens often when players just kind of start autopiloting a little bit. You saw he got hit by a move, he jumped immediately. Chetero was like, all right, I'm a Sayer because he's going to jump immediately. Then he's like, oh crap, I got hit by the Sayer, I'm going to jump immediately again. And then Chetero was like, guess what? I'm reading that too because you keep doing it. And he was out of jumps really to do anything about that final edgeguard sequence we saw from Chetero.
Yeah, but Flamethrower seemingly has figured out that he needs to use a different move back to back, and the dare might be that as he almost gets knocked out on a Chetero with 2 dares off the edge. He hasn't been able to hit these down swings that he's been going for so frequently, though. It really is a great move to kind of bait your opponent onto approaching with by standing on the edge of the stage, spot dodging, cranking out one of those down sigs. It is very efficient, knocks out very early, especially on kill boxes that are a little bit shorter. But he's not able to find these kills here. Left, right, and center, he's hitting hits, but none of them are enough until just then the over the corner haymaker Flambo. He finally got the knockout a minute deep into the match.
Bounced them right off of the rock. It was almost kind of like Dragon Ball Z when you see someone like fly through like 15 different like stalagmites and mountains.
Right.
Really just broke his back off of that.
Yeah, you ever play like Tenkaichi Budokai and actually like change the stage up by hitting someone through a mountain?
Right.
I love that, bro. That game was sick. But back into Brawlhalla, we don't break platforms with moves. Core would be very upset if we did. But we see Chetero trying to get the stock off of Flamethrower to dare into a recovery. Wasn't enough. He is trying to continue to the juggle game, but it's not working out. Hits a nair there, hits a recovery, and the juggle does work. He just needed a helicopter propeller to propel Flamethrower into the kill zone. Flamethrower re-equips himself with a bow, hits a recovery, go for another recovery. Oh, the downlight into the neutral stick, a huge damaging little string from Diana there. Wasn't enough to knock out Cheddar, even though he's deep in the red. And did BMG patch Tori? Does Tori have 7 or 8 defense now?
I know, right? How's he staying alive for so long? Now, granted, he is only kind of light red, which like isn't that crazy. But the thing, oh wow, he doesn't have a dodge. Oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck.
Big damage.
He's forced to recover high there because he needs to be able to drift to the stage. Chedaro not able to kill him for that, but man, that could have been disastrous.
Yeah, after punishing that dodge there, Chedaro seemingly wants to bait it out again. He hit a sideline to Flamethrower and then didn't react and was waiting for that dodge to come out. But unfortunately wasn't able to punish it. And finally, Flamethrower was able to get a knockout with a bow recovery. The stocks are in Flamethrower's favor here. Chedaro needs to close this gap right here, right now. However, he does have a 1 game cushion to play with. If he loses here, it just the set goes to sudden death, if you will, and both have 1 match they can lose. But Chedaro's looking comfortable here. Hasn't taken too much damage. Using that down sig that you were talking about earlier, not able to make contact. The side air will knock out Flamethrower, and things are almost even as Chedaro only has approximately 70 damage hit on him.
Okay, Flamethrower, you got the damage. You just need a few more hits and you can start fishing for that KO. But that's what worries me, man. It's Flamethrower finding the KOs. He had to go for a haymaker off the stage to get that first one. And that second one, I think Chedaro eventually died to a recovery. But he hasn't really seemed to have had much comfort in sealing out these stocks. And I know Chedaro has been in these positions time and time again. Flamethrower, will you be able to just kind of seal this one out for yourself? We haven't even really seen much in terms of like gimps off stage from Flamethrower either. But it looks like he's so close. He's so close. Can you bring it to game 3? Chedaro, can you bring it back? That's the start.
Chedaro doesn't want Flamethrower to get these, man. Both siders sends Chedaro far. Man, it's tense, bro. What's going on?
I know.
Who's gonna get the kill? Come on, man.
Okay.
Chedaro.
Nice! That was clean from Flamethrower. The dash off D-Light into the recovery kill confirm. I would not have seen that coming. Chedaro sure as hell did not. That was crisp. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's something that he should have been looking for way earlier on. I mean, you said it earlier, the down lane of the recovery is true combo at certain damages, and he should have hit it 2, 3, 4 times earlier, but he finally gets it to seal that match there, and we go into game 3, and this is the deciding match. I mean, whoever wins this goes in a top 8, and whoever loses gets to watch top 8 tomorrow. I mean,
yeah, see ya. You can go ahead and grab your popcorn and sit from the stands while you watch the rest of the competitors duke it out, man. But, ooh, where are we going? We're going back to Twilight? You think we're going to Mammoth? Which one? Oh, we're going to Mammoth.
I'm very surprised that we're going to Mammoth because Flamethrower just won on Twilight, and now he's going back to the stage that he lost on. I would have really liked to see him play a little bit more off that right hand island on Twilight, because the bow can do some absolutely nutty things with the application of a wall mid-string.
Chedaro is going to go ahead and beat him down with no weapon. Who needs a weapon? Who needs a weapon? I got my fist. Brass knuckle shuffle. Chedaro getting dirty in the paint right now. But Flamethrower has that bow in hand. Chedaro finally picking up that spear. Looking to get even more going. Let's go for that kind of reverse down air. It's not going to work out. They're playing off stage. This game's looking a little wonky. But looks like Flamethrower's the one to get the hit. He has the superior positioning and he's being patient. Beautiful patience from Flamethrower.
He gets that damage there with the D-Light into the Nair. Weapon throw, Chedaro dodges through it. Can Flamethrower punish him? He can't. Even though Chedaro burned his dodge to get back to the stage, dodging the weapon throw, it wasn't punished by Flamethrower. I was expecting a little slide off Sair, a gravity cancel D-Light Sair there, but it didn't quite happen. Now Chedaro's armed, and Flamethrower needs to get back to this weapon. He's able to get a bow, picks it up in the very extent of its hitbox, and the downlight recovery makes a return from the final stock taken in game 2 to the first stock taken in game 3. Flamethrower seems to have kind of honed in on what he needs to do with this bow here.
Yeah, that seems to be the biggest thing. I was worried about the kill confirms before, but now it looks like he's all right. I'm just going to go ahead and stick to D-Light, jump recovery. You know, that's guaranteed. It works. It's not particularly difficult to land a D-Light in the neutral game. But that also goes for both players. I mean, look at Chetero right there, getting that D-Light recovery to KO off the top. Is Flamethrower going to be able to do this here? That is the question.
It really is who breaches the neutral game better, and it seems like Chetero with this spear is able to dance around Flamethrower a little bit, getting a couple dares over the edge of there. Flamethrower trying to go for that neutral sig to catch Chetero as he tries to float over top of him. Didn't quite work out. Chetero with this spear here, guarding weapon, trying to cycle maybe after a weapon throw, kind of combo with the sword, but he does throw away the spear, pick up the sword finally. Flamethrower taking the brunt of a side light there, getting a dare. These players aren't resetting neutral. They just want to continue fighting. They're neck and neck. Flamethrower making a point of the neutral game not really being utilized, gets the down sig, but he gets punished for hanging off the edge for too long by Chetero's down air. And this is Flamethrower's last stock of the tournament potentially.
Yeah, and that to me is a little bit of a heartbreaker. Flamethrower had Chetero in the disadvantage. You know, you send him far away with that Indiana Jones down sig, and he just went for the ground pound way too early. It was a timing thing there. He needed to wait for Chetero to drift a little bit more, and he ended up getting reversaled on. So now, he needs to find his KO. He's trying to do this offstage play. It's not going to work, and he has to fight through Chetero to get this weapon, and he won't have the chance. Chetero just went for everything. Doesn't matter. He can't make it back. Later, kid. I'm going to top 8. See you tomorrow from the stands.
What a sword knockout. Flamethrower just had all of Chetero's force smacked down on him real hard. And you know what, dude? If Chetero missed, I mean, he was basically down on his second stock anyway. He had another stock to burn. That was very well played for him, giving Flamethrower all of the beans.
All the beans. The whole Jelly Belly collection. Just, man.
Just watch out for those vomit flavored ones, because Burts are weird, you know? Those every flavored beans from Harry Potter. Yikes.
Oh, juice. Those are actually like some of like the earwax one. Disgusting. But
yeah, no. Save those for the little sister, you know? Oh, man. But congratulations, Chetero. We'll see you tomorrow in top 8. Flamethrower, you had a brief appearance in the tournament today, but it was very enjoyable to see you play your bow. I made some notes on my notepad here. Use recovery a lot. But with no delay, we're going to go into the last set of the day. Addy Mestic versus Pavelski. Both these players right now rocking that white recolor. One on Val, one on Ragnar. Who will win, the Dragon Slayer Val or the Welsh Dragon Ragnar?
Yeah, it's only one way to find out.
Mammoth Fortress, the fighting ground of Brawlhalla, the most commonly mapped played in competitive. Addy Mestic doesn't get that first weapon. Pavelski picks up his axe, and he's already swinging. However, Addy Mestic is able to punish it after dodging the move. That ground pound from Pavelski covering a 360 hitbox around him, but Addy Mestic is able to avoid it. Pavelski throws away that axe, and Addy Mestic is doing big damage with these gauntlets right here and right now. He is unafraid to approach with those gravity cancel downlights. However, Pavelski has picked up these guitars and I think is very ready to play on this close combat. Good damage there from Pavelski.
Okay, Addy Mestic going ahead and using those gauntlets to full effect, but Pavelski has been having such an easy time breaking Addy Mestic's zone. He seems to be in there, and beautiful spitfire coming out from Pavelski. Just a little bit of a sneeze on Addy Mestic to go ahead and secure that first stock. So far it looks like that Dragon Slayer armor not quite giving him enough of a resistance to Pavelski's attack. Pavelski still pushing forward here, and Addy needs to find that KO. There it is, clean. We're back in this. This is going to be a back and forth match for sure. Addy Mestic though is
Addy Mestic is very good at the game, and right now he just needs to, get a couple runes. He needs to go across the stage and pick up a little crystal here and there to add to his Dragon Slayer armor to get it up from basic to mythic level. And it seems like it's already doing work because his gauntlets. Oh, I thought he was gonna self-death there. That was a yikes. But his gauntlets has already picked up that extra buff against the dragon. He is doing big damage here against Pavelski. Pavelski in the red. Addy Mestic has him overstage with the sword. One sig, one side air. Could do it here if they're close enough to the kill box. Addy Mestic is unarmed. Goes in for jump dash into a down light in the opposite direction on GC. That was interesting. Very interesting.
Okay. Beautiful conversion from Pavelski. Still not enough to KO the recovery. Not quite enough force on it to take it. Addy Messick trying to get a turnaround off stage. Will not be able to find it. The gravity cancel from Pavelski. Gonna be punished by a neutral sig from Addy Messick. Picking him up and putting him down. He's taking out the trash and closing the lid. And now Addy Messick has a very slight lead. Forget about it. Pavelski answers right back. We have ourselves a match. This is only game one.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. They're playing with such precision. I mean, every single move they make has been calculated 2 seconds beforehand. These guys are playing an insane game of mental chess. So we have Pavelski with the guitars here, who just knocked out Addy Messick with a hammer neutral sig. It really seems like the axe needs to be the finishing weapon for Pavelski. I really enjoy him racking up damage with these guitars here, but I say that, he already has Addy Messick in the right. He picks up that axe. The finishing weapon is in hand. Will he throw out some signatures? No, he spaces out with that neutral light. Very well played as Addy Messick over side of the stage. Addy Messick burned his dodge to touch the stage, but went back to the top to grab a sword. Is dead. Pavelski with the down air, able to knock out Addy Messick and take the first game of this set. We're both in the losers bracket right now. We both see, you know, that we have Pavelski and Addy Messick on the L side, right? So both of them have been beaten out. Pavelski by simple, and then it was, who was it that knocked out Addy Messick? It was the Ninja. So both of these guys have cracks in their armor, but I mean, the real question is who's got the dagger to slip in between the cracks and really send the guy home, you know?
Yeah, we just getting started. Almost ends the stock right there.
Very, very, very close to hitting that side sig too. Pavelski, with renewed fervor, is chasing after Addy Messick and has huge damage in the ground pound. Mid-air sends Addy Messick almost to the kill zone. Addy Messick throwing out signatures of his own, but gets punished by a side sig from Pavelski. He can't avoid this fire.
Oh, trying to grab him. Got the grabby hands. Pummels, he's looking. He's trying to scoop him. There we go. One scoop, pummel the head, looking for more. Oh, that doesn't go for another neutral. He's still, you see how close he's staying in the zone of Pavelski. Now, granted, he gets caught by that recovery, but you can feel the pressure that Addy is exerting completely on Pavelski. And look at this, it's going back and forth. We saw Pavelski doing the exact same thing on the first stock. Now it's Addy's turn. He's gonna go ahead and take Pavelski's stock in the same exact manner. There's all this pressure that you can feel exerted, and they're taking turns. It's just one hit, one swing to gain superior positioning on the stage is really leading to whomever landing that hit having a massive advantage. Look, it's Addy right now, still running from that momentum from taking that first stock.
Yeah, man, it seems like Addy Messick is definitely not having trouble getting a bunch of damage built up onto Pavelski, but his finishing moves, man, he needs to hit those signatures. He needs to hit those D-Light Sayers really close to the side of the stage to knock out Pavelski. But I mean, that axe from Pavelski has proved to be insane, because after he does this, after he racks up damage, ignoring the fact that he just got knocked out by the recovery, he can just start swinging that axe and do big things. But Addy Messick looks very comfortable even after losing game one, and might take this game as he does have a stock lead here. However, Pavelski is not letting him take it away easily. He wants to end this here and now by taking 2 games in a row against Addy Messick here in losers.
Dude, I was saying before that they were taking turns, and there we go, Pavelski trying to get a little bit of something, but it looks like Addy's had a few more turns than everyone else. He's kind of the guy at GameStop playing the demo who just kind of hogged it for a little bit. Addy Messick has been exerting so much pressure on Pavelski. Pavelski now finally getting that second stock, but if it keeps going the way it's been going, man, Addy Messick looks like he might be able to take this one. Pavelski answering back, he's taking his turn. Addy steals the turn.
Is Pavelski hitting a recovery into a gravity cancel downlight? Is that what he's hitting? Because his upward momentum with guitars is nutty, and it's another thing that I need to take a personal note of, because it is dirty. Dodging through Addy Messick's ground pound there, Pavelski is staying alive on the stock, even though he's deep in red, does not want to be in a position where it's 1-1 against Addy Messick. Down air on a gravity cancel into a down air reversed. This is close.
Oh! God! Is that gonna
That's
kill?
it?
It's gonna kill!
Pavelski with the hot flame breath, with the axe combo, sending Addy Mestic sky high and taking the set 2. Oh, Addy Mestic, we will see you in chat tomorrow as we all watch top 8. Pavelski, I hope you do well in top 8. I mean, that's not even the tournament. I feel like that was just grand finals.
I know,
but it was just
right?
like the last round of top 32. What?
Addy,
Man.
it's like almost, I mean, I guess every tournament's kind of like this, but I feel like it's a little bit bittersweet. It's like whenever Steve Nader gets knocked out of a bracket or something like that, right? Like you just know that Addy Mestic is a fan favorite. You know, people want to see him go far, but in the same vein, like we want to see new people rise up as well. Or, Pavelski, not even new necessarily, but, taking out one of the fathers of Brawlhalla.
Daddy Mestic.
Daddy Mestic. Facts. No
but
printer.
it was definitely earned. I mean, by nothing was Pavelski, given that set. I mean, Addy Mestic tried his best all the way through, and it seemed like even in game 2 that he was going to take the match. But it was just Pavelski's guitars and axe that just output too much damage for Addy Mestic to take with that Dragon Slayer armor.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and, I guess, run through who you guys are going to be seeing tomorrow in the top 8. On the winner's side, we're going to have Machette, Blaze, Knees, Simple. But then as we dive into the Shadow Realm on the loser side, we're going to have Viper, Axo, Chetero, and of course you guys just saw Pavelski after taking out Addy Mestic. So we're gonna have quite a top 8.
Yeah, it's 10 a.m. tomorrow. That's EST that we're gonna see this top 8 go off, and it's gonna be very exciting. If you're living in North America, it's gonna be Mother's Day, so make sure you buy some snacks, have a nice breakfast with your mom, and then you can both sit on the couch, put the live stream up on the big old TV, and enjoy it as a family event.
I know I got my mom an edible arrangement, so I'm definitely going to be chowing down on some fruit. Actually, JK, I'm going to be commentating it, so you guys will see me there tomorrow with Frone, right? As me, right? So I guess I'll be nomming on some grapes in between sets or something. But
Well, Flambo, as always, it was a pleasure to cast with you, man.
Diff, this is always where it's at. This is where the party's at. You're always invited, man. It's always a good time hanging with you. Can't wait for the next one, because there will be a next one.
For sure. But for today, we're all done. Again, 10 a.m. tomorrow. That's EST. You'll see Flambeau and the guy who I replaced today, Frones. So thank you all the guys that ran the tournament in the back end, Bagel Productions, all the guys at Brawlhalla for putting on the esports scene, and signing off. Again, I'm Defensive, joined by my guy
Flambeau. Catch y'all tomorrow.